UK, it's like 2 a.m. Why are you still up?
I was like, oh, I'm enjoying this video. Knock. What's that? Oh, we've got a house party. Okay, I'm gonna have to go. There's like drinks and women and snacks.
The snacks are the biggest priority of all three of those.
2 a.m.
You had me at snacks.
No.
Depends on the snack. Not all snacks are made equal. I mean, if it's Tesco value snacks, then I just
had a beer
it's not even a question.
This lunchtime that was made by Guinness, and it was an Irish cream ale, and I was like, huh. And it exploded on me because they have a stupid nitrogen ball. And I was like, oh, thanks, Guinness.
So I'm not a fan, then I take it.
No, I love Guinness in general. I love their products. It's just, they put that ball in there just to have that 1 centimeter of head that is generated by the nitrogen with the displacement of air as the can opens, which is cool. I like that. But if you even so much as like turn it upside down for more than a second and bring it back up, you're going to generate an explosion. So it's going to be very careful. So
Guinness bombs. I never would have thought that would be a thing, but now I'm intrigued.
IED now.
Yeah,
indeed.
Beer.
I think the troops would have been happy if that's what we're getting lobbed at overseas instead of.
Oh fuck! We found an IED. Oh, go disarm it. Oh, don't worry, lads. It's just beer.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get started. We're rambling a bit too much, but thanks guys for joining. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Smudcast number 142, and we're going to be talking about race, or at least movies and race. And there's a gentleman, the name of T1J. We're going to talk about his channel soon, but let's introduce everyone here first, so we know who's who. On our left
Make
to
sure
right.
To tell us your racial identity.
No.
And we will categorize you into each lane.
We're fine.
Here than Elmer Glue.
We're all just ambiguously known as people on the internets, and that's all we are.
Ambiguously white.
Sure.
I'm ambiguously.
How dare you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, starting on the left, this is Uletta. Thanks for joining us. And,
hey, nice to be here.
Oh, thank you. And this is Orange. I'm going to call you Orange. Is that fine?
Yeah, Orange Crush is my stream name, but most people just call me Orange, so it's good.
Orange is cool. I like Orange. Hawk, as always, Sarcastic Hawk, the best kind of hawk.
Yep. Thank you for having me again.
And this is, as we all know, Mr. Shiny. So, hey, Shiny, how you doing?
Hey,
Okay, so this is Mr. Let me just get his profile here. T1J. At first, I thought that was TLJ. I thought that's silly, but no, it's T1J. So here's his description on
what a shit username.
Well, no, Shiny. It's T1J.
What does it mean?
I don't know, but we'll find out about his description, and you could derive that information yourself. So description is, hi, I'm T1J, also known as the One Janitor. Okay, cool. This channel is mostly video essays about things that interest me, usually from a progressive point of view. I also live stream weekly. Sometimes I do other stuff too, though. Although my videos are never...
He's got a video called You Probably Don't Have Black Friends.
Yeah, he does do interesting videos. That's why we're covering him. Although my videos are never intentionally offensive or shocking, and I try very carefully to be sensitive, I often discuss controversial and potentially triggering topics. So that's great. We love these topics. That's what we do here on Smudcast. We look at interesting ideas and conversations and YouTubers, whether it's TED Talks or just the lowly YouTuber making a video. We don't care how big or small you are. This guy's like over 240K subs, so he's pretty big. So my channel should...
I love being triggered.
Okay. Yeah, see, he's progressive, therefore he has to put warning labels on everything. This is great. So my channel should not be considered safe for people who have triggers of any sort. Now, I've watched most of the video. He's a very laid-back, stoic kind of guy, so I don't see what the big deal is, but okay. I've chosen not to provide specific content warnings on each individual video. Consider this a content warning for the entire channel. Okay. That seems nice and innocent enough, right? He's a nice guy. Sounds cool.
I think my content warning would be fuckwits may get triggered.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, but you call everyone that, Shiny. That's not really helpful.
Well, if you're a fuckwit, you may find the content offensive.
Okay, that's good. That's fantastic. All right, so we got 19 minutes. I don't know if you guys have watched this. It's kind of slow. and people call in and what
watch
have
the
you.
first 3 minutes of it.
Okay.
Message coming in.
That was mostly him.
That's about it.
Advertising stuff. Yeah, I know. So let's just get started here. I'm going to read a super chat. We're going to get started. Jake the Surgeon, I'm so excited for more autistic shrieking about superficial nonsense. With my gulags complete, the purge shall begin. Well, thank you so much, Jake. Good to know where you're standing with the gulags and how we are going to be enjoying this wonderful bout of racial conversation. This is a guy. This is what he does on his channel. He's got 240K subs. This is, this is popular. This is cool. This is fun to talk about, I guess.
I'm rooting for him.
Yes.
I am excited to have my mind opened and to absorb all of the knowledge. So
I'm ready to have cold hard truths that may change the way I think.
Oh,
I'm ready to be sent to this gulag.
no, that's the wrong YouTuber. That's Jake. No, Jake's gonna direct you if he wants. So it's up to him. I have no idea. Anyway, let's start.
This video was sponsored by CuriosityStream. Sign up today and
see?
you'll also
Making
get
money.
access to Nebula, a new video platform run by and for creators. So for those that don't know, I have a voicemail inbox that you can call to leave me a message. You can check the description for more information about that. You can
That could
say
not
hi,
possibly be
leave
asking for
feedback,
trouble.
ask a question, vent.
I like the fact he does that, though.
why would I?
He's really open and listens to everyone, so that's kind of like putting yourself out there. So, gotta respect that.
Yeah,
I mean,
but you
seems
just
like
know you're going to get a whole influx of trolls and everything. And
For sure.
He seems like he's like a kind of like a genuine guy.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of genial. It's kind of nice.
Exactly.
It's not like some of the other screechers like Patrick Williams or something like that. Who's straight out as elitist in your face about it.
Breathe creepily into the phone for 3 minutes, whatever you want to do, really. Just so you know, I generally cannot personally respond to the vast majority of these messages.
Love the color.
There are simply too many.
Background,
However, I
look at
do
that.
listen to and read every single one of them eventually. Sometimes it takes a few months to get caught up. I apologize for that. However, the
is like freezing up.
I'm thinking of, a mauve background room. That's kind of cool. I mean, bedroom or maybe a kitchen. I don't know. Might make me feel different in the evenings. I have no idea.
has he got like LED lights? Just those light strips you can get. Has he just laid them across his wall or something?
It could just be a lighting. Yeah, it could just be a nice light casting that color in the whole room. I'm not sure, but it looks really cool.
It looks like it's
It
coming
looks very
from
soothing.
Yeah.
If you see it, look in the mirror back on the left of the screen, it looks like there's like a projector of light coming from there. That's my
fine.
what it is.
Got mood light. Got
Very
mood music.
interesting.
Kind of cool. I like it.
I'm feeling very soothed.
Yeah, I'm liking
coming
this
in.
guy so far.
Yeah,
Patching it through.
me too.
He's got me relaxed in the mood.
Let's
Till he
talk
says
about
something
racial
to his
relations,
family.
gentlemen. That's a great idea. Let's just get the mood music going. All right.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow.
Well, not that kind of race
That's how he
relations.
doesn't trick me.
That's another genre entirely.
Just
We don't do that on the Smudcast, guys.
I completely forgot about bisexual lighting.
Oh dear. So did I until you brought it up, Shiny.
What color is that of
Bisexual
the
lighting.
rainbow?
Oh, so bisexual lighting is generally kind of like pinkish or a mix of blue and red, which obviously is pink. But it's just that general color scheme used in lighting, and it's I can't remember who said it, but some progressives ended up saying it was like bisexual lighting.
Oh.
Like it was supposed to be like people used it to say characters were bisexual without actually saying they were bisexual, or it was symbolic that they're bisexual.
Kind of like what the Power Rangers were all color coded for their particular ethnicity or something like that.
I don't think that was specific, but I think that was more of a coincidence. Whereas it's like, in the background of Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, blah, 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 you can see that the background is very much a light purple, mixing the red and the blue. This is symbolic of how she's becoming bisexual and how she's going to have sex with Poison Ivy.
My brain just went down if I have IQ by that sentence alone. But
I don't have enough big brain energy to fully digest that, so
I was just thinking of Amy Jo Johnson as the Pink Ranger. Just because
I keep on forgetting.
Yes, same here, Smud.
I can't remember the exact context of what it was, but it was something along those lines. We covered it on Morning Nonsense ages and ages and ages ago.
completely forgot about the whole Birds of the Prey celebratory thing with Harley Quinn.
Birds of the Prey. Birds of the Prey.
We do
I
not
had to pray after watching just 5 minutes of that. I couldn't make it through it.
I mean, I wasn't praying. I was holding a blast to my face and getting ready to end it all.
You actually watched the film?
Oh no, I was down on my knees, just praying for it to end right then and there. So
the movie wasn't that great, and I shouldn't go and hope for the Amazon release then, huh?
No.
Okay.
I mean, if you enjoy hurting yourself, then maybe.
I watched The Wicker Man, so does that count? I mean, that was a pretty painful experience, but it was funny though. It was a bad fun.
Yeah, you got like things like, "Oh, not the bees." That's the classic line. Best in cinema, 10 out of 10.
Nicolas Cage. Now that's a man that can stand in some bisexual lighting.
Oh yeah, he can do many things, many things. Whether it's lighting wise or screaming wise, he's always getting very emotional, and you know why. He tells you why.
He always overacts.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Good old Nick Cage.
Oh yes, I thoroughly enjoyed him in Face Off. A buddy of mine recently had me watch it with him, and I can't complain.
I think that's when John Travolta's career was just like he was absorbing, his co-actor's career, going, yeah, I should do what this guy's doing, and it's like, oh no, don't do that. That's what ended up happening to him. Face Off was just before he completely destroyed his career with Battlefield Earth. Oh yeah.
Oh yes, that masterpiece.
Swordfish. What else was there? Oh god, there's so many. The only one I liked that I can remember was Get Shorty, and that was really silly too. Anyway.
Yeah. That was an alright movie, but yeah.
We're like
off tangent.
Viewing, yeah. Way off course. Anyway.
I suspect that happens a lot.
Jake the Surgen. Yeah. You're more than welcome to manage a section of the labor area stating pay is $15 an hour. After 90 days, you'll get benefits. Pay will likely increase with time. Jake, those are standard contract, it's nothing special. You gotta sweeten the deal there. It's nothing. I mean, I'm not too excited about your contract there. Maybe if you offer some benefits, maybe that'd be nicer. Anyway, let's keep going.
There's a woman in the chat. I'm also a woman. Hello, ovary friend.
Oh my.
The fuck?
That's a new one.
Apparently, it's a big deal. We must announce that we have ovaries. Apparently, that's very important.
Yes, gentlemen who are penis oriented. I guess. Hello, everyone. Smud.
Never, ever say that sentence ever again.
I was trying. I didn't know where I was going with that.
You just assumed our sexual orientation there.
No,
I just love the penis-orientated women. It's just like, are you okay there, Smud? Like, you can almost went through a stroke saying that.
I don't think I've ever thought that way before. It's like I have to think in terms of people's genitals sexually. It's like, okay, yeah, that's a normally sounding sentence. Greetings, humans who are both male and female in the audience. Like, whoa, yeah, sure, okay.
It used to suffice just to say ladies and gentlemen. I guess that's too broad of a category anymore.
That's too old school. You gotta be more specific.
Yeah, gotta include all of the pronouns.
Oh dear, that's too many. There's just not in Canada. That's not possible.
We haven't got 17 hours spare.
God damn it.
Zay, Zem, Zan. No, I can't do it. Anyway.
Z, Zo,
Invader
Zong,
Zim?
Zik.
One of them is Zim, believe it or not. So
yes.
You're not too far off.
Right, Zim, Zam, Zigzag.
Jake, I appreciate it, but I think you're stretching this a bit thin, buddy. Look, you Canadian Chad of Chads, I'm working with a small budget, and there's only so much wealth to redistribute to my bank account. Hey, you know what? We became the second most quickest country to get the COVID thing from Pfizer's. I don't know.
Message coming
That's
in.
a cool thing.
Oh, don't.
I apologize for this in advance. This is for a friend. Penis. There you go.
Thank you, Aaron.
My friend's texting me like mad. trying to wants to identify me in the stream. I guess he can't recognize my voice.
Oh dear.
Where can I get this penis?
Oh, please stop.
That is information.
So,
well, first
why we need black movies?
Yes, black people. I like black people in movies. Let's talk about that, shall we?
Let's get back to the advertisement.
Oh.
Is that I get sometimes inspire my video topics, and sometimes I actually make videos directly responding to the questions that I get in those voicemails.
Good idea.
You can also actually text the number if you'd rather do that, but those messages are much less likely to make it into a video. Now, sometimes I get really good questions, but I don't think I have enough to say about them to constitute a full video. So I thought that for this video, I would respond to a few of those types of questions that I've received over the past few months.
Oh, that's a nice segue.
I like the Metal Gear sound effect. That's my favorite part so far.
Yeah, this seems... I'm actually enjoying this video.
The intro.
I really like this guy.
The intro was fast. Yeah. The everyone has their crazy YouTube animated Fiverr video they bought. This thing's like 2 seconds. Perfect. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, it's great.
I am T1J.
I wish I was that
As always, this video, like
videos.
all of my videos, would not be possible without my members and patrons, including people like SKim666, David Snowden, Arevelos, and Ibrahim. If you'd like to support the channel, you can become a homie yourself by clicking the join button below the video or by checking out my page on Patreon. So, let's check the voicemail.
Hello, I am an aspiring filmmaker, and I wanted to get your opinion on what you think is more important.
I'm kind of curious why an aspiring filmmaker is asking this gentleman for advice, but okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Can I just say it bugs me that he didn't close those brackets there?
Ooh.
He just kind of left the left side open.
He left the bracket open.
He did.
It's all brackets.
As a mathematician, this is sort of like driving me a little insane.
This is this is not a mathematical problem. This is a grammatical issue. I'm sorry, you're in the wrong department. This is grammar. So
math grammar is also important grammar. You don't understand. We're essayists like everybody else. It's not just punching numbers. And people
going like, I put my number in and also all the words, but I can't get through to anybody. And then I just stop at the numbers.
Why isn't my JavaScript working?
Yeah.
It's an open operation. It's just bugging me.
Yeah.
I gotta message him to fix it.
Maybe he's going for the effect.
Do it.
See what it says?
I'm
call?
sure that hey, you need to call and leave a message. You might appear on one of his future videos.
Oh, that's actually a good point. I can do that. I'll do that.
But yeah, if you're an aspiring filmmaker, you definitely want to ask this guy about, stuff.
Yeah, it seems a bit strange.
He's a YouTuber.
Inclusion. For the purpose of
he's talking about inclusion.
A diverse film would be a film in which the characters have multiple different backgrounds, races, cultures, etc.
Crazy
whereas a inclusive film would be a film that focuses on one or two specific groups that aren't really represented in filmmaking right now. So, for example,
nudists.
So he's drawing
Eskimo. Nazi midgets. That's a pretty, unrepresented group. So
Inuits. Or Eskimos, whichever ones you want to go with.
Ooh, yeah.
They never get shown in movies.
There you
go. There's not So by his definition, inclusivity means underrepresented races, cultures, whatever. Diverse film just means that there's basically more than one culture in it. That's the definitions we're going by here, just so it's a little quiet for me.
You can just go to any suburb of New York and find a guy who's like 3 different backgrounds, go to parts of Europe. I mean, it's the same idea, but sure, yeah, let's go down the culture wheel of fortune and find what we get. It doesn't really,
The niggling cynic in me wants to just scream and ask, why does it matter? But I suppose that video is going to tell me why, so...
If you're a guy asking this guy for advice on making videos or movies, it's like, okay, I mean, this is where you are.
Well, what was his... It sounds like he stated a definition. What was his question? I guess he hasn't gotten to it yet, so...
Yeah.
Black Panther in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is an example of an inclusive film because, I mean, there aren't a lot of films that focus on the sort of African culture that that film tried to convey. But it's not really a diverse film because, for the most part, every character in the film is black. So, which do you think is more important in filmmaking? Diversity or inclusion? Thank you.
Well, the easy answer to this question is, why don't we have both? But if we dig a little deeper, we have to think about the context in which a question like this might be asked. Interestingly, when Stan Lee and Jack Kirby created Black Panther, they were trying to address a lack of mainstream black comic book superheroes. So under this working definition, that would be diversity more than inclusiveness. However, as the caller suggested, the film version is more of a celebration of black and African culture than a gesture of diversity. By the way, rest in peace, Chadwick.
Yeah, celebration of African culture. Everything's just stereotypical African stuff. And they even have huts which randomly jut off skyscrapers.
Well, I was about to say,
if you made like a futuristic England and you had just, I don't know, a teacup just stapled to the side, a brick house, I don't know, it would be very out of place. In a futuristic society, you're saying that my culture is a brick house and a teacup. You just stuck it to a building to say, "Oh, now it's futuristic culture."
Message coming in.
Can I ask you? Is Black Panther really the film you want to say is a celebration of good filmmaking and writing for the African American community? That film
well, it's inclusive, so most people do.
But it was terribly written. It had so many inconsistencies. Why would you hail that one of all the films?
Honestly, it's a very enjoyable film. It doesn't, for a film to be enjoyed, it doesn't necessarily have to be well made. Yes.
But if you look at it for more than 10 seconds, it kind of falls apart. Is my
but you're talking about the enjoyment of the film. The enjoyment and craft are separate things.
I mean, you can enjoy The Room. It doesn't mean The Room is good. Or
we're not saying The Room is good. We're just saying you can enjoy The Room.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the difference. Yeah, people enjoy Black Panther. You have to remember that a lot of, I'll say, normies really enjoyed it because it was just a basic superhero movie to them.
Well,
and it was being celebrated purely because it was a black movie, not because it was good by any means, or good representation.
I mean, I honestly feel that it was good to tear away from the basic Marvel formula that they had been pumping out, because it did feel like that particular story was more put together than a lot of the other Marvel works. Now, maybe not necessarily, say, Doctor Strange, but there was something that Black Panther did bring to the table as opposed to many of the other more recent Marvel works. And that's not to say that it was, the stellar piece of work and this paragon of diversity and inclusion. It's just, it was an enjoyable piece of media. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I could understand that. To me, the story I felt like the story had been done before because it was a simple story of hero is celebrated, hero loses everything, hero has to regain his power and his position. It's that. So it might have brought something. I mean, it felt like a lot of other different movies, not just Marvel movies. To me, it felt like a lot of different superhero or even hero movies.
You mean an archetype of that hero that has to regain from something that they've lost. Say, like almost mirroring the Lion King. Again. Yeah, I mean mirroring the Lion King in certain respects. I mean that's what I see when looking at it. But there's a reason why these. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you saying like it's enjoyable and everything, and people enjoy it because it's a story that people naturally have liked for many, many years. The rise, fall, and the rise again of a hero.
And I'm not saying it's not
an
enjoyable.
archetypal. I mean, there's a reason why this is an archetype of a story, because it works. People enjoy it. And,
but you still need to execute the archetype well for it to be well made.
That's my point. My point is that it's not that I enjoyed it as well. I found it subjectively enjoyable. I just found that there was a lot of things that could be better, and then ardent defenders of the film are just basically willing to dismiss that, or in the face of the fact that it's a black celebrated film.
A big problem with the defense is that anyone who dislikes the film or anyway thinks it's mediocre is just racist, and that is a huge problem with talking about the quality of it.
Yeah, that's more or less what I was angling at. I just, like I said,
people accused the guy who thought it was mediocre on, was it like the first actual critic who thought it was mediocre? He got attacked for saying it was alt-right. Well, he was alt-right because he gave it a mediocre review.
Yeah, and he said it was actually because of something like the
action.
The action scenes and everything, and I agree with that. But I was like, that's not the only flaw with it. But brave on you, I guess.
But yeah, he's racist because now, or at the time, it had a 100% review score, like proper fresh, and then they got it down to like, I don't know, a 9 or an 8.
All right.
Cool. 9 or an 8 in the film industry, that's like death for your franchise right there.
No more sequels, huh?
Okay.
Well, I think they are thinking of doing a sequel to Black Panther, aren't they?
Really?
Yeah, I've been talking about it. I don't know.
I thought
I think they were planning to do.
The actor died.
Was it? These are the Phase 3 films: the Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and a couple other ones. Right? They were Phase 3. I think I've heard a lot of the Phase 3 films are getting a replacement or a sequel, and I know for a fact because I've heard it from the visual effects director at Industrial Lights and Magic London. He said during I forgot what it's called now, a lecture, that he was working on Doctor Strange 2, or at least the pre-production of Doctor Strange 2.
Doctor Strange 2, I think, is supposed to be the next release after Eternals, if I remember the release schedule correctly. And I think Black Panther was going to be after Doctor Strange.
Well, let's all remember Chadwick Boseman. He did die this year as a result of cancer. So
yeah.
That was a strange turn of events, but 2020 has been pretty weird. So I guess it's been weird for
Who is he?
Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther.
Boseman.
Oh, he actually played the Black Panther character. Yeah. I suppose that puts him in a bit
of a
spot. Well, I'm sure they'll just bring him back from the dead with CGI.
Oh dear, that would be funny.
They said they weren't going to do that because it was because Marvel is saying it's disrespectful to the actor to bring him back with CGI. Everything.
Not only that, but it's probably impractical to do that for an entire sequel as well. I mean,
we need a Jurassic Park parody where it just takes the piss out of it, but where everyone bring back from the dead with CGI. Instead of a park of dinosaurs, it's just a park of dead actors.
Oh my god, that would be
the edgiest film ever.
Shiny, that would only appeal to you. That would only appeal to someone that invested in CGI to go, oh my god, look at this horrible picture of.
All I'm expecting is like instead of Velociraptors, like the Rat Pack of like Frank Sinatra and all them lot.
Shiny, if you directed it, I would watch it. I would watch a nice bootleg copy of it.
I was expecting more to be something like, I don't know, South Park, the actual fully produced CGI film. Like South Park taking the piss out of how they keep bringing these actors back from the dead.
Welcome to Celebrity Park.
Yeah, you get this nice CGI version of Jeff Goldblum. That'd be great.
Yeah.
God, Venom's getting a sequel? That's crazy.
Well, it did well enough.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was entertaining as a comedy if you just don't take it seriously. I mean, it has issues, a hell of a lot of issues. but I still find it extremely entertaining and hilarious.
Why are we talking about Venom? Spider-Man's coming out soon.
Oh boy, Spider-Man.
Why are we talking about Spider-Man 2? Why are we talking about Venom 2? It's coming out soon.
Yeah.
2021, apparently. Actually, so the reason I brought this up is I was looking for a release schedule of all the MCU stuff, and I'm not seeing Black Panther on there anymore.
I'm sure it's revised. I haven't seen an updated list
probably
for a while, so I don't think they're gonna.
I assume
flying about because I think they released multiple ones. So they've changed plans since 2020 because a lot of things have to be pushed back.
Yeah.
So there are multiple different release schedules. No one's quite sure which is the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm guessing COVID pretty much screwed over that release schedule as well. Probably stopped film.
Oh yeah,
on a lot of stuff.
I just remembered people in the chat are showing Alfred Molina is coming back as Doc Ock, and we actually had a stream a few weeks ago, and no one knew who Alfred Molina was, and I forgot to mention that he was Doc Ock. He played Hercule Poirot in a one-off video movie back in 2000. So and it was like, oh yeah, he did Doc Ock because I don't really watch Marvel films. Yeah, he did that too, I guess. So that's
he's one of those actors who's in a lot of movies you don't really notice.
Oh yeah, there's loads of those guys, but that's how it goes in Hollywood. You get what you can get. Yeah. All right, let's keep going here. Joe Crazy, out of everyone to offend, he triggers the mathematician first. No, everyone was offended. It's okay.
Exactly, I'm triggered. Who else wants to join me on the trigger train?
Oh dear,
the mathematician gets fingered pretty easily.
Choo.
That curvy parenthesis. Oh my, that's just itchy. Okay, Jake the Surgeon. The correct answer is a good script that prioritizes story and character. Worrying about representation is pointless. Also, Black Panther is a trash fire. Well, thank you very much for that horrible opinion, Jake. Thanks for.
Seems like some kind of Nazi.
Horrible. What a guy. I mean, coming on.
Give yourself a cookie. You're the smart one.
What are you in? You like some sort of alt-right leftist, mate? Come on.
It's super based.
If you're an alt-right leftist, does that just make you dead center then? Like, do the ones just cancel out or something?
It cancels each other out. You're extremely authoritarian.
I don't know, but that was the very first reply I ever got on Twitter after calling The Force Awakens meh.
They called you an alt-right leftist?
Well, yes.
The only people who say alt-right leftist are taking the piss out of how, you just get called anything.
Oh, yeah.
I know EFAP, because they joked about it because they're both called alt-right and leftist.
Yeah. Knobs came and was like, it started
like, oh, you're an SJW leftist, and then they're also being called alt-right, so they keep joking about how they're the alt-right leftist podcast.
His train of logic to that was actually funny. So he called Stitch a leftist because he was on a podcast with Mahler, and then Mahler is friends with Jay. And so therefore Stitch was a leftist. It was the strangest logic train I've ever seen. He's a precious man. He should be preserved.
Patching it through.
So
Knobs is a bit of a knob. Let's be honest here.
It's a perfect acronym for him.
That's too easy.
I've become so much more familiar with the YouTube community for these two different podcasts.
He could have done way better Shiny put down than that. That was just, come on. A equals A? Haha. No.
Yeah.
Come on. Anyway.
Do put downs like was it Sheep in a Box or whatever he's called? That's world class.
Oh, that's a whole other level. I can't even compare to that. Why would I try?
You idiot. Oh, great. Cheers, thanks.
Come on my stream.
You idiot. Come on my podcast, by the way. No.
Anyway, Fran Madaraki.
People negotiate that way. They'll insult
that's how you say hello.
Come hang out with me.
That's how you say hello to everyone. I want you to do something for me, moron. It's like, what? No.
Yeah. I saw all these tweets. And I was just like, I just block this person. He's an idiot.
Right. Fran Madaraki.
Anyway.
Speaking of representation, we need more nugget rep in prawn. I don't know what nugget rep is. Does anyone know what that means? I'm lost. My adult knowledge of prawn is not.
I think that means we need.
Message coming in.
I was just thinking
We
chicken
need
nuggets.
more
I'm
chicken
hungry.
nuggets with prawn. So, you get the good chicken flavor mixed with a bit of seafood.
Oh, prawns are delicious.
I mean, sounds pretty good.
Yeah, no, I love.
You know what? I can support this. More chicken nuggets and prawn.
Well, okay. I don't like
Talking
having
about food, I'm gonna have to go make myself some pizza.
nice Marie Rose sauce with your prawns. Fantastic UK classic. But chicken is just unnecessary at that point. You don't need more meat. It's a good starter to the evening.
I mean, you got to get your protein in.
Well, that's what the prawns are for, right?
Yeah.
No?
Fair enough.
Do you have
but
preferences?
I don't know. I think we need chicken nugget stuffing in the prawn.
Hey, Smud, LitDev wants in.
Oh, really? Does he know?
Yeah, he said in Smudcast he's free to do it. And Voice is saying he wants to jump in as well.
Well, Voice isn't my friend.
Ooh.
For whatever reason. Oh, yes, he is now. I think we're running out of room, guys. Damn it.
We still got plenty of room. We're still flying half a ship.
We're done. We're filled up. That's it.
Hey, Devil.
Hello.
And of course, he's not there. He's just there in spirit.
Hi.
Finally arrived.
All of you folks have these neat hats. I feel so left out.
I keep on forgetting. to
Get a
Photoshop
hat.
icon.
It's not exactly
It's
expensive.
Christmas time. It's Christmas time.
Yeah, the second
it's the
best
holiday.
I'm
holiday.
waiting on
With the CH and
Hanukkah over
everything.
here. Yeah, the CH and the Hanukkah.
Sounds gay.
Oh my god.
I am gonna.
It is very gay, very happy, very festive. Get on my level.
I'm gonna Photoshop a Christmas hat while we are doing this podcast.
Okay, then.
Oh,
Good for you.
Hey, we got to
Thank
talk about
you.
black people in movies, guys. You're talking about other things. Come on. Focus, all right?
Yeah.
It's more important here.
I can't. I don't have a hat, so I can't focus.
By the way, hi,
But I'll
Voice.
fix that.
How you doing? Hopefully your mic is all jiving and everything's cool. You can talk to us. It's all right. We're right here for you. Voice. Anytime, man.
So we're watching a video called "Why We Need Black Movies."
Yes.
Like not black and white, just black movies. Like this, it's a black screen the entire time.
So,
no. Yeah. No.
so
black
the
and-
context
Interesting.
for what's been said so far, some film producer or film aspiring maker, blah 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 blah. He came in with a voice call. He said, "Okay, so there's a difference between a diverse film and an inclusive film. A diverse film is where you've got multiple races. An inclusive film is one where, like Black Panther, where you're, I don't know, paying lip service to the."
I think it's you integrate the cultures within
Yes,
the
that's
film
it.
instead of showing them to be like samples from these cultures.
And then his question was, "What's more important, being inclusive or being diverse?" And
the
the
script.
response was,
The script is more
"Why not
important.
both?"
No, the stories were important. The stories were important.
Yeah. Yeah. The story's way more important. But
You're crazy.
Also, according to the Duvernay test, movies are diverse if they have no white people in it. That's it. That's the only criteria. They can have a cast. According to the test of the website called the Duvernay test, you can have a movie with a cast of 100% Chinese people and still consider diverse because it has no white people in it. It got an A+ on the Duvernay test.
I don't think the system works.
So, did,
The
does that
system
mean
is
that
broken
my-
because we went ahead and broke it.
so does that mean that my place of work and my place of education is actually not diverse because I'm in it? Because I'm a whitey, pasty, white.
Yes, you ruined
Yes,
it all.
get out of there.
Need to
Oh,
destroy
no.
the child.
It's like a
Be
white guy.
fired.
In
You
a
ruined
heartbeat.
everything like
No.
what people always do.
In a heartbeat.
Get
with
that
my-
mayo out of there.
with severance and my college degree, I will be out of there quickly if they are that concerned about it.
Okay, well, we got to keep going, guys, or else we're going to be talking about nothing all night, and that's not right. Okay. So,
yes, we've got a video to get through.
3 more super chats and we'll get going. Who's this guy, LiteratureDevil? I don't know. You're just a communist Nazi? I mean, come on. That's just childish. That's just silly. Who is this guy? Let's ban
The
him from
communist
chat.
Nazi.
I agree.
They wouldn't let me super chat Nazi, so I had to change the Z to X.
Wait, really?
I mean,
We need
just
to make that a
replace
thing now,
everything with an X and you're okay.
I thought YouTube was actually monitoring for those kind of like hate speechful comments or something like that.
I'm sorry, the
Or is
real
that not
word
a
is
thing?
fashy, okay?
A little bit fashy.
Well, I
the
think
correct
anything
I still think
which
that-
they consider to be, you know, any wrong word you put into a chat is going to be allocated to live chat. Top chat, it will not be visible because it's top chat. Some messages which it considers spam are not visible, so you have to make sure you're on live to get all the messages.
Huh. Okay.
For example, if I went in the comment section of 8080 chat and called him a little bitch, it would only appear in live chat.
That's right.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Not that I've done that, just an example.
Thank you.
Not
Sean.
that you've ever done that, of course.
Good to
Yes.
speak not from experience. Fantastic. Excellent. Okay, Taker 610, you heard of Guy from Harlem. Yes, it's the title. I've never heard of Guy from Harlem. I do apologize. I'm assuming it's a guy from Harlem and he's like black, right? Is that the given? I have no idea.
1977 action film
Ooh,
starring Al Connors.
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Or no, Loy Hawkins, Wanda Starr, Patricia Fulton, and Kathy Davis, who I know I've heard of Wanda Starr, but that's probably the only one on that list.
Haven't. Okay. I never heard of anyone on that list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's because we're fashion.
doesn't look like it was a popular film. Had a 2.3 on IMDb, so
wow, that's really
take that
low.
for what it's.
Whoa. Okay.
But,
Jesus.
but that's probably because it's review bombed by racist people, and it only has 530
Exactly.
534 votes.
That's how it works, guys. It's all the races.
Obviously, review bombed by the alt-right.
In 1980,
Yes.
the birth of the internet.
Yes.
They were waiting for a site like this to exist just so they can come back years later and review bomb it. They're just saying themselves in theaters. I don't know what review bomb is, but we're gonna do it.
Okay,
But I can't wait for 30 years to review bomb this.
here we go. Jake the Surgeon, as an alt-right leftist.
Message coming in.
Oh dear.
Patching it through.
As an alt-right leftist, I am everywhere and nowhere. An idea conjured up by the insane leftist sycophants. Who are they sycophants for? It's kind of... how could you be sycophantic for an entire position? I don't know. I am what...
Well, it's for a religion.
But that doesn't make sense. I am what they fear, their nightmare come true. I don't even know what you are, sir. That's so vague. I can't even wrap my brain around it.
Exactly. He has ascended above our level. We cannot understand with our little plebe brains here.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
You cannot
so
understand
bad that-
the alt-right leftists.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, it's so bad that my speech impediment's showing right now. I can't even process it.
Is alt-right further than right, or is just like off to the side, or like what is that? I don't even know.
Well, you have a horseshoe of politics. They're just not even on it.
Oh, they're just off the horseshoe.
They're orbiting it.
They're on the flip-flops of
Yeah, the
politics.
horseshoe of politics. Yeah, it's how they always say it is, because the far left and far right are pretty much the same. We just say things differently
Oh.
when you look down to it.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I think if I can
Sorry.
find it.
Here's Taker
Hello.
610.
Oh,
Voice, you're there, buddy. How you doing?
It's basically if you
Yes.
put a horseshoe on this graph, it then that's a representative of politics. Well, you have to put the horseshoe upside down, obviously.
Okay.
So as you go more to one side, it starts to become more authoritarian and extreme in one political belief. And as you get closer to the center, it generally has more libertarian beliefs.
Am I missing something?
I'm missing something for sure. If you're
Well,
missing something, we're all missing something. I have no idea what's going on. Thank you, Shiny.
Trivia.
I'm like lost. What is this? Authoritarian is north, libertarian south. What is...
It's just.
Look at this graph.
What is? I'm not even going to show this on screen. This is so confusing. I'm like, what am I looking at?
I'm smiling and nodding over here.
All right, so I'm going to keep going because I want to get back to racism. Damn it, racism in movies more important than whatever that.
Yes,
is.
yeah.
Let's go back to the racism.
Yes, Taker 610. Yes, Smud, but it takes place in Florida. So, Guy from Harlem takes place in Florida. That makes perfect sense. Okay, thank you so much for.
We need more Florida men.
What? Black guy from Harlem? Let's go to Florida.
In Florida.
Yeah.
Particularly if the media takes place in America, it's just closer to reality. Now, if your movie takes place in like Wyoming or something, I don't expect to see a lot of people of color. But it's wacky how many movies and TV shows take place in cities like New York and Los Angeles, two of the most racially diverse places in the country, yet you see nothing but white people on the screen. Diversity in media also promotes workplace and income equality because that means people other than white folks are also getting jobs in TV and film. So I believe that positive and realistic representation of minorities is important in shaping people's attitudes towards others who come from different backgrounds, as well as affecting the
those cities have areas that just have more of one particular skin color than another. I mean,
oh my god, could you telling me that in certain places in cities there's one like
communities
communities that are majority?
You know what else?
Such thing is called like Chinatown and Latino neighborhoods. Yeah, crazy.
You know what else really helps people to integrate with each other and accept other cultures around them, and to accept others around them, accept their neighbors even though they're different than they are. The thing that people say is cultural appropriation. That stuff, cultural appreciation, is what it actually is. Where you find a white guy eating tacos or something. That is what actually helps people embrace the cultures around them and embrace people who are different than they are or have a different background than they are. But it's if you are a white guy, for example, and eat Chinese food, suddenly you are culturally appropriating stuff. So this is kind of like goes against each other. You want people to embrace each other. You want people to be more accepting, but you don't want them to intermingle with culture wise. It doesn't make any sense, and it's kind of antithetical to both. It's like in 1984, doublethink.
Yeah. It's the thing is, it's like they're trying to make hard borders into what is and isn't you can do with different cultures, and it just makes it difficult. Everything they do makes it more difficult for cultures to intermingle.
Well, Devil, he has actually a video on this very, very topic, and
I think I do. Yeah,
it is a bit different though.
Betting willing. It is a little bit different. I previewed a little bit of it.
Yeah. I mean, when you're talking about,
I think he might agree.
Yeah, when you're talking about North America, there's Canada and the States, and the States is viewed as a melting pot. Like you adapt to whatever region you move to, and you speak the language. In Canada, it's more like a quilt that they give that analogy, where you can have like multiple Little Italies and Chinatowns and Greek towns and entire cities outside of the GTA are like, we have Brampton, which is like now largely Indian, and we have all sorts of other places like that within Toronto. So everyone kind of knows a little bit about every other culture or country just because we have such a density of people living there, and some of them don't even learn English. Like they don't even speak the right French or English language. So, and that's fine. People get along just fine. They live just fine lives. But that's Canada. That's a little different. America, it's a lot more amalgamated.
What was the thing with bisexual lighting again? I can't remember what they were saying exactly.
Bisexual lighting. There's like a variety of things, but I think it's like the purple or whatever it is, like separate, kind of represents rebellion or something.
Really,
it's not the natural colors not often seen. It's like an outcast of colors, something like that.
When I think of like sarcastic Hawk, he's like sort of bisexual anyway. He's kind of just having a good time with everyone and everything. When everything's lighthearted, everything's like
the other.
Yeah,
everything's soft and there's no sharp edges. All soft and curved, and everything's pillows and cotton candy.
Yeah,
and unicorns.
Dragon Age 2.
I'm really loving this atmosphere you're describing.
Well, it's a lot of people getting stabbed.
Please let me experience this.
And having lots of bisexual sex, but that's not really the point of the game, but that's just how they color coord everything. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, joke around and flirt with everything. It's like, oh, okay, I guess that's Dragon Age 2. So, yeah. Why are we talking about BioWare? Sorry about that. Yeah. Should have
I just thought the fact you're talking about me as well.
That's what the first thing that popped in my mind. Nothing to do with you personally, but yeah, okay.
No, sarcastic. Oh, it was purple.
That's the purpose. Yeah, no. Everything should be middle of the road. It's like funny, fun. Have a good time. Don't take things too seriously. Yeah, great.
Oh, in Smud Night, in the Discord, everyone's now saying Hawk confirmed bisexual.
Yes.
I was trying to find a video of what was talking about bisexual lighting, and I just clicked onto a random one, jumped right to the middle of it, and then it just said, films have been historically racist. I was like, okay, I'm just going to stop watching that.
Okay, let's continue, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Of young people who engage with the media. Now, we've definitely come a long way in terms of representation in media, but we still deal with a lot of the same problems. Whitewashed casts and crews, tokenism, and minorities being depicted negatively and stereotypically, white people playing people of color when other talented actors are available. Because a lot of these things are still so pervasive,
what exactly is wrong with any of that? Like, tell me what's wrong with any of that. You just assume
it's like Black Lives Matter.
You just assume I'm right with you, saying those are inherently wrong for some reason. And I know the reasons why you think is wrong, but tell me why
ain't exactly a thing.
Like, how do you whitewash a crew?
Have had their race change from like white to black. I could name several, everyone from Nick Fury to Domino. But
and how do you whitewash a crew? That's what I want to know. Like behind the scenes.
And the example you just used is what was it? I think it looks like some kind of Egyptian film.
It's the Christian Bale one about was it Moses and stuff.
But aren't Egyptians not black?
Well,
actually, there are some accounts.
Aren't they supposed to be olive skins?
Not necessarily. There are records showing that there were East Africans that came up the Nile, and Egypt had a large dynasty of black kings for quite some time.
Yeah, but carry on. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, but don't worry. But there is, historically, yes, they would be North African, the Mediterranean area, Caucasian is what we would classify them as.
I'm trying to think of the.
I know some people have just said, "Oh, they're Egyptian. Obviously, that's somewhere in the African continent. They must be African." It's like, wait, what? No, but what?
Africa's huge and got such a diverse culture.
That's why I like
No, they're all black.
The older
all Africans are black.
The older
Anyone
films.
in the continent, you need to step there, but you become black.
Okay. I like the older films that have based off the Bible, like the Ten Commandments. Like what was that guy's name? Yul Brynner. I think he was Swiss.
Yul Brynner.
He played Ramses. He was the Egyptian king.
Ramses. Yeah.
Yeah, but most of the cast were white. That's true. But I don't think anyone was like, "Oh, these people aren't Persians. These people aren't slaves." It's like, what do you really need? Do you want to have like all the slaves be black? Would that make you feel better? Because it's
people seem to think that Roman elite spoke with a British accent.
Right.
Everyone seems to just go straight to that. It's very
But why did they have a British accent? Because they were trained as actors from British teachers and British schools. So it's like, they go to the place with the talent. They hire those people who can do the job, and say, "Hey, you're good at your job. We're going to hire you." Not because you're this or that color. Maybe if they were really serious about accuracy, which I don't think they were back then, they wanted to tell a good story. They were like, "All right, we're going to hire you, you, and you, and Charlton Heston. You're going to be Moses," which is an interesting choice.
Yeah.
So this is just basic stuff. There's nothing to do with discrimination.
So the closest I've ever seen to like historical accuracy in like casting is Zulu, because they actually hired people from Zululand to portray the warriors. and I think they even had King Chetsuayo's grandson portraying him, and that was in '64 and everything. So they have done it. It's not something that's never been done before. So
I was just going to ask, isn't it also kind of like, so say you're a foreign culture and you're looking at this story from another culture, Africa, somewhere in Asia, Afghanistan, whatever it may be, and you want to make a film about it, and you only have the actors at your disposal, your talented actors, are predominantly, Western, Anglo-Saxon, white, whatever. Isn't that like a compliment of the culture? It's like, hey, we really like this story. We love the story that you told. We want to tell it. We want to tell it how we see it. And we want to celebrate it and show it to the world.
That's appropriation.
How do African like movie companies make like Shakespeare plays?
I mean, they did it with Hamilton. They took predominantly a white cast of American revolutionaries and have different people of color portray them, and it sold like hotcakes. I mean, I was fine with it. I'm an American. I come from this from this kind of heritage, and I don't feel appropriated. I'm like, hey, that's kind of nifty.
I'm fine with casting of like Nick Fury, also Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury, who was originally white, is because he's fucking fantastic at the role.
Exactly. They had talent.
Shani, were you about to say I was fine with the casting of Nick Fury as Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah, I was going to say the wrong way around. I saved myself there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's keep on going. DB, BioWare romances, we bang okay. Is that we bang okay or we bang okay? Like a question. Oh,
I thought it was supposed to be "will bang okay." I thought that was the original joke quote.
We will bang okay. Oh, yes.
There's so many different versions of it, but we'll bang okay.
Yeah. Alex Halo, a good dark-skinned anime girl, Nagatoro, releases soon. What is Nagatoro? I want to know now. I have no idea. It is 10 years old. I've never heard of it. Bah. But, that's like saying I've never heard of an alien alphabet as a show for everything.
Yep.
Dollface. Hey, Dollface. Hi, y'all. You guys should check out the YouTuber J-Reg or Dreg. He's pretty funny IMO. I don't know who Dreg is, but thank you, sir. Musical artist. Okay, so that's probably could be used for all kinds of morning nonsense intros. There you go. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Always nice to get more musical options than whoever that guy always plays on morning nonsense. I can't remember.
Pogo. Look, nothing wrong with Pogo.
Well, maybe not the 1,000th time.
I always love listening to Picard sing me a good song before we go on live.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't want Picard to sing them a song before they went on a live stream?
Depends which Picard is it. Is it the Picard from the TV show Picard, or is it Picard from when he was good?
Well, TNG and Picard are both TV shows. Just say TNG. That's a better distinction.
No, one's a TV show, the other one's a dumpster fire.
The show called Picard.
Well, it's a dumpster fire of a TV show.
Okay, Shiny, fine. Let's keep going.
Or Pride Parade. If we lived in a society that didn't disparage Black and LGBTQ people, those things would probably not be necessary. They mostly exist as a loud pushback to the constant belittling of those groups. Likewise, if the film industry was fair...
Has anyone belittled peoples in movies, or is he talking about in life? Like, what is he talking about here? Because if you do that in reality, there's a big hubbub about it.
I think he's talking about it in both real life and film.
Because, but you want it in film.
Maybe it's like it's an older film.
Yeah.
But you have to show us some examples and maybe some more recent examples, maybe after the year 2000.
Evidence. He wants evidence.
I mean,
are we talking about like microaggressions, or are we talking?
Well, if we're talking microaggressions, then you can fuck right off.
Microaggression. Wait, microaggression. Get some real problems, okay? Just get some real problems first, and come after me with.
Like I remember films like.
I'm also.
Oh.
What?
So is he talking specifically about film, or is he talking just in general broad acts of discrimination and racism Because if you're
Who knows?
Well, the thing
if you're
is,
trying to defeat that, good luck, buddy.
we've
To be
had
honest with you, it just sounds like he's probably going to like say, "Well, Birth of a Nation and from 1915 was racist." It's like, yeah, we've moved on from that.
Yeah, but we have great films talking about these very subjects. I remember there was a movie, 12 Years a Slave. Like, people loved it because it talked about those issues and it showed, this person triumphing in this scenario. So you want stories like that. You don't just throw them away or forget your history. You tell these stories, these period pieces, for reasons.
Well, I'll always say the film Zulu was made in South Africa during the height of apartheid, right? And the cast and crew broke the law to pay the black cast, right? They treat them with respect, and it's a really good movie. And everyone loved it when it came out. Everything, and it's always been named as one of the on all British TV. They usually say, "Yeah, it's one of the favourite movies." The Brits win the thing, but they show the Zulus with dignity and honour and everything, and people have cancelled that movie because they say it's racist with stuff, and it's like, no, they've shown both sides perfectly well. There's no racism, and the behind the scenes clearly showed that even the cast and crew, well, the cast and crew were majority white, didn't think any less of the black, and that was back in '64. So I don't know. There's always been. I don't know. It just annoys me when they say there's all these
racism is a two-way street. You're never truly going to get rid of racism. You're never truly going to get rid of sexism because it's always done at an individual level and it's done both ways.
Yes.
For example, Brie Larson, when she went out and said, I don't want to hear what a 40-year-old white dude has to say about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him. If I turn that around and said, I don't want to hear what a 40-year-old black woman has to say about A Wrinkle in Time or Star Wars or whatever, imagine that sounds incredibly racist to say, I don't want to hear what a black person has to say about a film. So it's only racist in one way. But yet we have a society where it's acceptable to say things like that because it's not viewed as, well, the white people are not viewed as a protected class. So racism, if you want an example of racism against white people, there you go. There is an example of someone being incredibly racist. No one does anything about it. Is it a problem? No, it isn't a problem because it's fucking Brie Larson.
Bad
no one
has
cares.
ever happened to the white race. Nothing bad. We've never been oppressed. There's been no problems. It has been a free ride from day one. There's never been anything bad happen to the white race.
Yeah, they actually believe that too. They actually believe that too. Irish did not apply.
But
Polish,
Irish didn't count as white back then.
So I got about 10,000 good old dead ancestors lining the canals in Illinois because we
the Irish aren't people. They can't be an oppressed class.
I will
They're soulless.
with a dueling sword. We brought you Guinness. Is that not enough?
God, it feels like 1,000 potato fields just cried out.
I've yet to hear a convincing argument that the British people in general are peoples. So
I burned 1,000 potato fields and I just heard of billions.
The British
Irish
people, they're more like our guinea pigs for the rest of the world. It's like Pfizer vaccine. Let's see how it works. It's like, oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
They're doing okay. No side effects.
Oh, we've had there's been tons of side. Well, supposedly there's been people who've got severe allergic reactions shouldn't take the vaccine.
Okay. Wow.
So, yay. Go on, William Shakespeare, the very first male to have the vaccine.
Yeah, well, they do make some good.
That's
beer.
a great name for the first person.
And I do like their whiskey. They do make some good whiskey. So
I had a look at that political compass test, and already by finishing the first page, I'm like, what the fuck are these questions?
The first one is like I said, it's like a push pull. It's like if economical.
Do you consider your race to be superior than everyone else?
Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
How do you buffalo?
Okay, so if I say yes to this, it's probably going to make me seem like, I don't know, left wing or right wing. I was going to say left wing. Right, if I say yes to this, I'm going to be right wing. If I say no to it, I'm going to be left wing. What the fuck? How does that help pinpoint down a bias? Because you're not even asking what the race is. You're not even asking what race you deem is superior.
Do you want Sargon of Akkad?
You could be a black person, and then all of a sudden you're now alt-right for saying that your black race is superior.
The first question is the one that kind of just went, huh? If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. It's like, wow, I can't see what you're trying to angle me into pushing there.
Well, the very loaded question.
And I'm like, yes, no, corporations rule, man.
A lot of these are very loaded questions.
Well, that's because the creator is very left-leaning. It sounds like so.
That's not the one you took, right? Literature.
Do you watch a Canadian Canadian podcast? Yes or no? Be warned, snipers are looking through your window right now. No,
do you watch a Canadian podcast, or do you deny the Holocaust?
Do you vote Democrat, or are you a Nazi?
Jesus. Yeah. Sweat pouring down. You're like, oh god.
God.
We found the frogmen.
Excuse me, I am 1024th native Canadian, so...
oh, I took one of those DNA things.
Wait,
1024th.
Am I the most diverse thing here?
The most thing here.
Wait, you're a
I don't know, I'm a clone, so... we're a very oppressed minority.
I am 100% authentic radio.
Shiny is a clone of color.
God. Voice, because I was going to let you all know that I am 100% pure thought. So, I mean, we're very oppressed. I don't have nearly enough money. Could you folks help me out with that? You know, I'll send you some bathwater.
You know,
we need less.
When we send money through the Smudcast, it all comes to me.
Will Bitcoin do?
Oh yes, send me all of your bitcoins, please.
Joe, don't give money. Joe, what are you doing? Joe, don't just throw money at the screen.
Patching it through.
What's happening?
Is this the man who normally throws money at the screen?
No. Joe's not crazy.
Yes.
Message coming in.
Joe crazy is pretty crazy.
We do need more money, please. Please throw money at the screen.
No, we don't. Stop it.
I'd really love it if you did. Please.
Please mail pallets of cash directly to my home.
What's happening?
Yes.
Does it have to be real money, or are you okay with the forged stuff?
Can we focus, gentlemen and lady?
Yes.
Please? Okay, good.
I only accept casino chip tokens.
Oh.
Monopoly money for me.
I'll send you a half-eaten...
Exactly, that's what I was thinking.
I'll send you a half-eaten Nutri-Grain bar.
The fucking
better than bathwater.
What
there you go.
Yeah.
What are we?
Do you want to spread?
See, the bathwater. I had to stop with the bathwater because people were getting herpes. So.
Wait, what?
Oh God! Oh Jesus! Hold on.
The twist is, it didn't say it was her bathwater. It was just some bathwater. Like the homeless
it was
guy.
just the bathwater.
I love how that's like the biggest scam ever. It's like you don't have to send water.
If you're a girl on the internet, apparently you can just almost literally print money at this point. You can just bathe and then sell the water.
You could sell your own pubes.
It's ingenious, actually. I like that. It's ingenious.
You just make bank off of that.
Wait, I need to get in on this. Seriously, because I'm just a broke ass hoe over here begging for people to throw money at the screen. So
Well, I'm so glad you joined the Smudcast today. That's fantastic. Thank you.
Billy says, donate to Smudboy's OnlyFans.
What?
Yes,
should do that.
Smudboy, do you have an OnlyFans yet? If not, I can help you out with this.
The most complicated thing I was considering was getting a parlor. That's about it. So no. There's too many processes to step through. I was like, log in. Oh no.
It's pretty easy
I am
to verify.
so sorry that
you just sign your soul away for Parlor, and then you can verify it.
It's like, oh god, too many steps. I'll
It's
figure it
gonna
out.
be really random, but I remember a YouTube content creator called Penguin. He said if he reached a certain amount of subscribers, he would jokingly made an OnlyFans account, and he did. And he started getting like a few £100 a month. And all he did was to take a couple of shirtless pics. And he's not even that great looking. He's just some dude. He's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll just put the shirtless pics up, and then people just started giving him hundreds of pounds just for that.
I love that I left for 5 seconds. I've come back and now on OnlyFans. I'm like, oh, excellent.
That's a good point.
Kind of the natural progression of the conversation. It's evolving just backwards.
Let's get back talking about black and white people and black people and more black people. Okay, let's do that instead.
We're not giving the culture of diversity enough attention. We need to get back to that.
Culture of diversity is more like a cult of diversity.
Well, you see, a problem which no one really talks about in the modern day, and it's actually a huge microaggression. So, if you look at the first Oculus Quest and the Oculus Rift S, they are both black headsets. But you see now, Oculus has now released the Oculus Quest 2, and a very important feature is that it is white. And this is not a message we can be sending to our modern children, because we have to think of the children. How could we tell them that we're replacing something which is black now with something that is white? Yeah, I'm sorry. This is not. This is offensive. It's a microaggression.
Stand.
That was a very geeky thing to make a joke out of, Shiny. That took too much time. Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
We just lost half our audience.
That was my plan all along.
I'm so sorry.
Just according to Keikaku.
What?
Yes. Apparently.
It's fine, I'm very diverse.
Okay, let's keep going. Alex Haley.
Go in, yes.
Nagataro, a sadodere, a sadist. I've never heard of that term. That's a girl sadist. Okay, good to know. Later Tears. Hey, later. Nazism down vote. Critical race theory up vote. Oh, God. How does critical race theory get an upvote, sir? And apparently Joe Crazy left $5, but what he wrote was so racy, YouTube just deleted it. So, yeah.
No, we need this to be a thing.
No, we don't. Anyway,
Please.
Joe Crazy,
Help.
again, with the $5. I don't know, you just keep trying, sir. I don't know why you're doing that. Smud's OnlyFans would just be him grilling shirtless. That would be ridiculous. Why would you ever grill shirtless? That's just pain. I've actually done...
I think he means chilling.
No, he means grilling.
No, he'd be grilling steak.
Yeah.
He means that you get some very nice jewelry for your mouth and you walk around just shirtless, showing off your grill.
That sounds ridiculous. Wow. I mean...
I have a pretty good grill.
God.
I mean, that's interesting, but I don't think I need dental work for the sake of it. That's kind of...
Fake ones you can just plaster on the front there. You're good.
Maybe 20 years from now I might, but not now.
Yeah, it's like, oh God, I hope not.
I'm not preempting my denture need requirements. I mean,
give you a very urgent readjustment of your teeth.
Thanks, Shiny.
Oh, wow.
Like, what?
Anyway.
What if you ever get grills? Just have a damage tattoos across your forehead. 'Cause that's cool.
That's really...
And then dye your hair green. And every time you laugh, sound like an old screen door opening.
This is far more entertaining than talking about the actual video itself.
I know, Shiny. I know.
That's the best ever child letter joke.
What was the conversation originally about again?
This beautiful black man, damn it. Come on, guys, focus.
Oh, yeah, the sexy lighting. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Pay attention to the purple Joker.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Realistic
comes
and
full circle
to these groups, there probably would be no reason to make a whole movie just to celebrate black folks, because black folks would already be celebrated throughout the history of film, because black folks are just as much a part of the story of humanity.
So you should celebrate black folks just for being black folks. Great message.
What an interesting theory. Yeah, because if we had films where everyone was the same or so diverse, then they just
you wouldn't celebrate it.
You wouldn't be celebrating any race because we're all together. So who cares?
Message coming
in. Kind of weird because most of the times when they bring up this stuff, they always want to. They want to bring up things like the first African American pilot, the first African American, Master Chief, or something like that. Usually, it's tied to some sort of other achievement that they feel that they have not been allowed in through. I guess this idea where it's just like, just throw some. Just isn't throwing just just people in there to fill a quota. Isn't that the stuff that usually pisses people off on both sides of the issue?
Maybe we shouldn't be celebrating people's race because they're, celebrating them because they're a specific race. Maybe we should celebrate them because they're people.
Yeah.
You can celebrate the achievements of a people, of a culture. That's fine. I don't think that...
Yeah, but it's not celebrating the achievements of a culture. It's saying, oh, here's a person that made an achievement, and they were black, and the fact they were black is more important than the achievement itself.
That's your opinion.
Yeah, that's a major problem with it. Yeah. It's like, these people built like this massive pyramid, but they were black, so it's even better. It's like, can't they just be celebrated for building this pyramid? That seems pretty impressive.
I mean, across the world, you have indigenous folks who built pyramids. Do we need to also celebrate them for being, Mayan?
Why not? Yeah, but it's like, they built this. Well, congratulations with primitive tools and all that. Yeah, celebrate it.
How about this? How about we instead we celebrate nobody? That'd be cool. Like nobody gets celebrations. You take it all away.
Well, no one ever celebrates me. So
Shiny, why do we have a picture of a bunch of VR headsets in the chat?
Because he wanted to show
I was showing the difference. That it used to be black and now it's white.
Oh, Shiny with your alt-right leftist pictures. Good God.
I want one of those.
Right, leftist, rightist.
Which one? Because that might paint me a certain political belief.
I know.
Decide which.
Shooting bisexual lighting right into your eyes.
Oh yeah, one of them actually does have bisexual lighting. Look at that.
Hold on.
Yes.
If you had the first headset and then got the second headset, but you swapped it with bisexual lighting, what does it make you?
Makes me an Oreo with bisexual lighting.
Demisexual.
I thought it would make you pansexual.
Well, no, because I don't fuck pants.
Between the two terms, and I don't care.
I mean, thanks, Shiny. These are
the serious questions we have to answer on the Smudcast.
It's just Shiny showing off his.
Yeah, I mean, I've learned a lot about bisexual lighting tonight.
What's Shiny showing off?
The serious question to ask is, why did my computer suddenly start up and started updating on its own when it's been off this entire time? I'm scared. Oh, there's ghosts in my basement. Anyway.
It's the alt-left rightists coming to play you, alt-left.
Apparently.
I've even got that confused. I don't even know who's who anymore.
The alt-left rightists came for him?
Yeah.
It was a matter of time.
They found me.
Anyway.
So, what about race?
I think we can continue now. I think we got off that tangent a lot quicker than we thought.
Yeah.
Let's keep going then.
As anyone else. So I guess the answer I'd give is that we'd love to live in a world where every TV show and movie was both diverse and inclusive, but unfortunately we don't live in that world. Sometimes we just have to be loud and
Okay,
proud.
so I've got a question. What if it didn't make sense in the context of the film that would be diverse? Say if we're sitting in the middle of medieval England where there's not a lot of black folk.
Shani, yeah, I'm gonna have to stop you because they're already making Anne Boleyn black in that next.
Oh my!
I know, but it doesn't make any sense in that time why
sense.
It would be racially diverse.
So they would argue on the other end of it. Why are there not?
Yeah.
Let's say if we made a film in Africa, for example, in a very black area of Africa. And it was all white people. Everyone there was white. You know they would have a huge issue with that. Like all the tribal people would just white.
Yeah. I mean, come on, we've had situations like that with like John Wayne as Genghis Khan. I mean, no one's happy about that.
Was he not a good Genghis Khan? I never watched that particular John Wayne film.
Well, he got cancer.
Yeah, he did. He did as well. Yeah.
I didn't even know this was a thing, so you ambushed me with that one.
No, don't worry, Pilgrim. We're just gonna take all of China. That's a terrible John Wayne impression, but you get what I mean.
We're just gonna take all of China.
It's a terrible movie.
It sounds not great, that's for sure. Wasn't Matt Damon also in a film about, I don't know,
the Great Wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that had like dragons and monsters in it, and it's a bit like.
Keanu Reeves was in a movie called 47 Samurai, 47 Ronin.
Yes, he was. Actually,
Keanu Reeves in there for some reason.
I was really I was distracted by that actually during the film. I liked it. It was okay.
So what was it? I always remember when everyone says about 47 Ronin. For some reason, I always think of that. Was it 13 Warriors with Antonio Banderas as a Moroccan?
I mean,
and I'm like, that's a bit of a strange twist.
See, why would Antonio Banderas as a Moroccan be all that strange? Because he is a Spaniard, and there is a lot of cultural exchange from the Iberian Peninsula to Morocco. In fact, Spain actually owns two cities within Morocco.
But in that time period, it was a lot different. They even brought it up with something, but it's one of those things where it's just, it never bothered me. It's just a movie, but it's one of those things where it seems strange. Some things like go under the radar. Do you know what I mean? In certain things, it's like people seemed okay with it.
As opposed to others where, you can't have someone who happens to be a different nationality. Like, I can't think of a good example off of the top of my head, of course.
Well, who's being cast as Cleopatra in that supposedly new movie? Is it?
Oh, is there?
Gadot?
Yeah, Gal Gadot.
Is that right?
Oh, yes,
yeah, and they're all kicking.
Israeli.
Yeah, and they're all kicking off because
cast as a historical Egyptian. Oh my God, the tensions in the region must be rising right now. Actually, they probably might be.
But yeah, it seems very hit and miss, this whole diversity thing. It just seems very strange to me.
Freaking Code de Pablo from NCIS played an Israeli chick, and she's Colombian. I mean. I guess my whole thing, I think it goes back to Smud's point earlier. If you're qualified for the job, and if you can act, and you have the chops for it, and you can bring believability into the character, then everything else is superfluous.
That's a good point.
Sorry.
Because Cote Pablo was perhaps not the most attractive actor or her role, but that's what made the viewership increase so much. And then when she left, the whole show went, yeah. Like,
she was great. She was energetic. She had good chemistry with the cast. She, I mean, she wasn't probably the most attractive. She was still cute.
No. The way she performed and what I meant, like if you have a character who is like the villain, and she's Mossad. She's like her dad's the head of Mossad. You're like, okay, that's crazy. So having that as a basis, and then having a romance, I wouldn't say shoehorn. It just took so long. For whatever reason, they could have done that within one season, but they took like 4.
Because ratings.
Oh
yeah. Let's stretch it out to 16
years. Will they? Won't they's can last years.
Welcome to Pam and Jim of The Office. But yeah, but yeah, no, I think it's like I said. I think she's a good example of that. Good person for the role, fit it, did it well.
Yeah, and I liked it. So. She sold herself, which is great. So,
yeah. Well, it's like another thing with Antonio Banderas. You know, when he did the Zorro movie, Mask of Zorro, they were like people were talking about how it was like the first Spanish-speaking actor to get the role.
What?
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But everyone always forgets that Anthony Hopkins played the older Zorro, and like he was a Welsh bloke pretending to be a Californian Don. And it's just really
don't mock that man. That's my childhood, and he was amazing. He killed that role.
Oh yeah, it's a great but that's what it's saying. The actor killed, did really well in the role, and no one even noticed it. But today, if that had happened, everyone would become, people would be. To be people complaining.
Something I was kind of curious about, and maybe this is a false starter. Is it possible just because how the internet is structured these days, where you have instantaneous information, is the complaints just amplified, and did they just not exist before, or they did exist before, and we just didn't know about them?
I think it's definitely a combination of that and the attitudes of the time have definitely changed, where it's no longer acceptable to do these things, whereas before people didn't really care. I think, if anything, it might have been carrying the other direction. It's like, oh, how could you not have this character played by or something? I don't know.
I think a major thing is social media has allowed people to pretend to care, and it's given them, they can pretend to care online, and it's given
looking for validation.
Validation. While in the past, you'd complain to your friends, and your friends would probably say, "Oh, shut up, stop complaining. It's just a movie," and you wouldn't, keep going on. Whereas now you can post on Twitter or Facebook, and hundreds of randos can just like what you've said, and you just keep going down that route. It's like an adrenaline shot, It's a bit of, it's your hit every so often.
You mean people like getting attention, and you encourage behavior by validating this and reinforcing this behavior, so it encourages them to do it more, so it ends up spiraling into Twitter, basically. Yeah.
It's why I try my best not to argue with those sort of people on Twitter, because this time next week they'll be arguing on your side against something else. It's a constant fight just for attention.
Well, I just don't use Twitter to argue with people. It's a waste of time and energy.
I do it.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Voice.
I've seen Voice's arguments. They are fun.
So the stream was a bit slow about 5 minutes ago. It's gotten back to excellent condition. YouTube is reporting. I don't know what happened. So we might have lost some viewers there. Do apologize. But whatever connection is back is back. So fantastic. Let's.
Sorry, Flynn.
Was it? Oh yeah. Was it Flynn? Okay. Someone caused it. I don't know who, but I'll find out.
You almost got it. Cool.
There was a super chat I missed while I was putzing around. This was Master Alnia. Thank you. Everyone have good night, and Lord help me, working for UPS around this time is hell. My God, Christmas any time of year, especially now, is going to be crazy.
I hear that. I'm actually a temp right now for FedEx contracting service.
I can imagine it's worse for working like a company like Amazon, as they already work their employees to death.
It's cancer. It's horrible. I'm glad I didn't go with that. To be perfectly honest,
I used to work when I was younger, delivering beer around my hometown and like the surrounding area. And around Christmas time, it was just work every single day. I worked nearly 12 hours Christmas Day, stocking up pubs. That was fun.
Oh my goodness!
You know what? What a great opportunity to have Christmas at a pub. Just the idea, because I know you can do it, or used to be able to do it. And there are some fantastic restaurants and bars and pubs downtown. You could have done that. They're ready for you. You just call ahead 24 hours. They'll set a table. What a great service. Yep. And the fact that you had that freedom, we don't have it anymore because of 2020, just makes me sad.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
It was nice.
I'd have to work Christmas days.
Some pals of mine, we were actually stationed over in England for about 6 months and everything. We were there for some holidays, and all of us were in dorms, so that was great. Just we were able to call up the local pub down the street, be like, "Hey, can you set aside a table for us?" And we had a nice little holiday celebration get together.
Yeah, no, I've heard a lot of those stories of people like truckers or electricians that whatever emergency they get called to, and it's like, oh, we'll pay you double time and a half or whatever, and we missed out on Meeting the Family, but you know what? There's a corner store right over there, and they're always open. You can just pop in and tell you their story, and they'll help you out. Lots of that going on. Not this year, but in general. So always nice to have those pubs who are always open year round. And what a dedication on those folk. And now they're really hurting, and there's not so much we can do about it aside from, order lunch here and there. But anyway, let's get back to more pleasant topic.
Oh, where would we be without the good old British pub?
There's a good feeling there, Shiny.
Well, I'm assuming we're going to find out after they all disappear.
This is true. We'll be drinking beer out of our socks.
I have a comment on that later, actually, Shiny, but I'm going to save it.
Good.
We'll be drinking beer with a comb from a shoe.
Otherwise, those kids may never get told.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know why it drops out then.
Because I'm having an ethical dilemma. I hope you can help me. And I'm struggling with how to word this exactly, so I'm going to just tell a story that sort of exemplifies the dilemma and then explain further. So a while ago,
why does he sound
people on
fearful
Twitter
for his
follow,
life?
A black group on Twitter was having beef with
that was your line.
another.
Always in fear.
Do you remember the the call? Apparently, this guy worked Area 51, and he was like fearful of his life. It's like, oh, please, they're gonna kill me or something. It's just like this almost sounds like one for one. Like someone's got a gun to his head and is like, "Please, I need help. They're coming in through the door."
Annoying. It's kind of annoying that all these SJWs do is all they do is complain. Like, what about his story will never be told? You know what? We've been told for years. How about if you don't like our comic books, how about you make your own comic books? They've been told by the mainstream media, the mainstream professionals, quote unquote professionals. We use professionals. Word professionals here, of course, the loosest term way possible. But we've been told for years by the professional in the industry that we have to go out and make our own stories, because they're not going to tell the stories that we want to read, so we have to make our own. How come we have to make our own stories, but you can just sit back in your chair and just complain until someone else makes the stories you want to see? There's a minion author in history that got started because they saw a story they felt needed to be told, and then told it because no one else was doing so. Stop being lazy. And you feel like you want a story told, go ahead and do it. Get in there, do the research, learn how to write, and do the story yourself. Don't leave it for someone else to write the story for you. It's not always going to happen. Okay, stop being. I know. DistroWs are notoriously lazy. Every single one of them are just notoriously, just tragically, critically lazy. They wouldn't even get up to go get something to eat from the refrigerator if they're starving to death. Sometimes, I believe. But if you want the story told, if you're that desperate about it, if you're that passionate about it, don't wait for someone to tell the story for you. Do it yourself, and that way you can make sure the story is not only told, but told in the way you think it should be told. So stop complaining about this stuff, and if no one's doing it, do it yourself.
Yeah. LitDevil, that takes too much work and time and effort.
Especially the effort part. They really can't do effort very well. Like they do effort as bad as the human. It's not very good. It's not quality anyway.
No, it's the minimum amount of effort and then some less.
I'm glad they're passionate about their opinions being, we want this ideal. It's just that you have to actually, strive for that ideal. You can't just talk about it if you want it. Mm-hmm. But that's anything in life. Anything worth doing is worth doing well. So you have to push yourself.
By the way, Smud, did you order Cyberpunk 2077? Because it's out now. It just got released.
Oh yeah, it just came out in North America
a few seconds ago. Yeah, it just came out a few seconds ago. I think.
Oh no! Is the embargo lifted so everyone can talk about it now? Technically,
I guess so. Although I think people are trying to stream it, and because it has nudity in it, YouTube is clamping down. Yeah. So I don't think it's safe to stream.
First 10 minutes.
Also, my voice. Did they release the second episode of Hell of a Boss?
Yes.
Ooh. They're working on it. I think they
released.
I don't know.
It's been
just what voice is just sent.
Well then I'll watch it after the stream.
Dropped a couple of hours ago, I think.
Wait. They released.
Multiple things dropped today, I guess.
I ordered a Stola shirt from the store. So now I have 2 Alistair shirts, and I'm going to have a Stola shirt.
You need to get Zofrat to draw you with like the Stola shirt now.
There's a character There's a character in the latest episode who's voiced by Alex Brightman, who did the voice of Beetlejuice in the musicals.
Oh yes, yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
So yeah,
I can't wait. I can't wait to see this now. Let's get through this nonsense. Let's get through this nonsense so I can watch Hell of a Boss.
Gotta get through this nonsense so I can play some Cyberpunk. Apparently, I forgot that it's coming out. Oh, it's actually out now.
Well, better
That's
start
what
downloading.
we were just talking about.
It's going to take...
I tried to jump into the conversation, but I was I could hear it. I was like, oh, I want to talk about this. But the nudity...
All I've got to look forward to after this stream is going on to another stream about Dragon Age Inquisition, so yay!
Yay! That's fun.
What a fun time.
Yeah, it's not.
there's actually is like a filter that you can turn on for the nudity, say, because Twitch, because there's a lot of Twitch streamers who are going to be using that apparently through the game gameplay.
I tried clicking on the game Cyberpunk, and all I just got was like it just froze on me until my Steam browser just showed a black screen and then reset me back to the default page for the Steam store. It must be really everyone's clambering to it.
And there's already a bunch of bugs apparently reported for it, so there's going to be already a patch being slated to be released. So
yeah,
you might be waiting a bit.
It's more than half the size of the game, so.
How heavy is the game in terms of like the storage?
I think it's around 70
gigs. So the base download is about 50 gigabytes, and it looks like it was another... I can tell you right now, in fact.
It still says pre-purchase on the Steam store. There it says the release date is the 10th of December, and it is the 10th of December, but yeah, it still says pre-purchase.
So for me, it's showing the 9th, and then 7 p.m. Eastern is when it was supposed to be released.
It says the storage is about 70 gigabytes.
Yes, and the patch is around 45.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm downloading the patch now. Do I sound okay? I'm making sure.
But the patch can replace some of the files that's already in the game, so it might increase the storage space. But it's not going to be 40 on top of the 70 already.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying that if you have
Call of Duty Warzone is already 110 gigabytes, so
if you have
more than that actually.
250 gig SSD or whatever, that's like erase everything else you have. Just get rid of everything else you have. So 2050 gig.
You don't need other games.
I was so excited. I got a terabyte, the little M.2. I was like, man, I'm going to be set for a while. And then freaking it's already almost full from like 3 or 4 games.
Oh dear. Well, that's what you get when you get all this wonderful ray tracing and was it 4K textures and good lord. We're so spoiled.
Yeah, we are. Let's torture ourselves with this video.
Yes, what a great idea.
A representative of another black movement.
Oh.
And at the time,
he sounds
my
tearful.
response was just to stay out of it.
He has to beg for forgiveness from the black community as a whole.
As endorsing a
He's got to show solidarity.
Viewpoint on what black people should be doing for their own activism. But later, I still follow that group, but I don't follow the people they were having conversations
Call me?
with.
Has he got like a self-help line or something?
Because I feel that their positions
people can call in to talk to him.
and harmful.
That's how he gets his
but
topics.
I also feel that even that sort of feels like I'm sort of tacitly
I'm not doing that.
That one group's position. To me, I just don't know how to.
You don't want me to call your phone?
Reconcile this desire that I have to.
Oh, I'm going to call Mood Light Guy so much and leave him so many messages.
I also have to be selective about whose voice I boost, but I also don't want to be like somehow telling black people which voices are worth listening to. I hope that makes sense. And if you have any suggestions on how I can resolve that issue,
know if it's okay to tell black people who to listen to.
Recently, a lot of
why not just treat them like human beings and have them figure it out for themselves?
Boosting black voices, and this sort of necessarily
it's a hive mind.
White people sort of.
By the way, if you want to call me on 000000001.
I'm actually gonna try that.
Oh, I can do that.
No, don't!
Well, unfortunately, none of you have a space phone, so none of you can call me.
Space?
Yeah, like...
Space phone.
My hopes up.
Shiny, bro. I can get you on there.
I don't know why. It almost sounds like gatekeeping to... It almost sounds like gatekeeping to attempt to try and convince people who they...
To tell black people who to listen to, or to what black races to boost.
Based on their race, who they should listen to. It's like, let them figure out who they want to listen to.
No, little blackie, you're going to have to listen to who I tell you to listen to.
Obama, you have Obama. Stay. Be good.
He is a light bringer after all. So I mean,
Obama, sit, say, good boy.
Stay in your little corner and enjoy your cardboard cutout of Obama.
I actually did do that this time around. With I remember Chelsea Handler saying to 50 Cent, "I had to remind him that he's black." Like, oh, really?
Yeah.
That's something you just said right now. Like, seriously, without being ironic, he said that. I had to remind him that he's black. By the way, did you know that in America we actually have a subgenre for African Americans? Like, there's African American fiction. It's a subgenre. It's a genre. I guess it's a genre. I think it's a genre on its own. In fact.
Oh dear.
There's like a what was it, Afrofuturism or something like that. It's all falls underneath African American fiction. Like a lot of our stores, our bookstores, the ones we have left, have an entire aisle dedicated to different cultures that have their own genres. There's even a Hispanic culture. I mean, there's a Hispanic aisle in there, but the biggest one is always African American fiction. You do have that. It's just a special little corner that you can go to if you're looking for books or any kind of media that specifically talk about these sorts of things. And because this is America, and this is, usually your run-of-the-mill book, this doesn't cover that sort of thing. It doesn't cover like specific cultures. It's just a story about like some person in a city or some fantastical realm or something. If you're looking for books that pertain specifically towards some sort of culture, whether it be black or Hispanic culture or Asian culture, all those variety of Asian cultures, then usually you find them in a specific aisle or a section on a shelf. We actually have those. It's pretty common.
Well, in the UK, we've only got two sections: Harry Potter and Kings and Queens of the Country.
No, it's going to be like really random tangent, but like on the topic of race, I just remembered. So one of my friends, he was in a long distance relationship with a Muslim girl. No, but
I don't care.
This girl is Muslim.
We're talking about black.
She was from the south of England, from London, and she was coming down. And he wanted me there when she arrived for whatever reason. I guess he was a bit nervous. And so we went around York, just seeing the sights because there's plenty to do in York. And she just kind of looked around, and one of the comments, which almost I cried out with laughter, she just said, "It's so unbelievably white here."
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's certainly something you just said.
It's just so white. It's like, what the?
That's quite the observation. The power of human eyes.
This cathedral here.
Who would have thought a place in Europe would have majority people of European descent?
Well, I guess it's because you're from London, and London's a lot more diverse. Yeah. But if you know anything about the north of England, it's a lot less diverse, especially Yorkshire.
Oh, yeah.
It's just farmers. So imagine I went to Zimbabwe. I don't know any cities in Zimbabwe, but I went to Zimbabwe and I went, wow, it's astonishingly black here.
Imagine if I went to Japan and said, why are there so many
Asians here?
Right?
There's so many Japanese here. That's crazy.
It's so Japanese here. It's so Japanese here in Japan. Weird.
The Asians are all over the place.
Weebs, they have migrated back to their homes.
But see, that's a nice kind of racism. That's just someone being sort of ignorant and not knowing what to say because she wasn't expecting what she was thinking. That's completely innocent. She's
are a lot of honkies out today.
I am considered more innocent, but
like at all like Yankees. Like no one's.
It's just such a weird thing to say, and if you put in the context of any other race, it would sound extremely racist.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's racist. It's just weird.
Oh, no, but it would sound racist if I said, "Oh, it's so black here."
Yeah.
But that's just because you're white. That's what makes it racist.
You've got fair by now.
To be fair, from my experience with American white people, like that's a pretty white thing to say. Wow!
Hey,
oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! It's so black here. Yeah, that's a pretty white thing to say.
Well, question for you about the book section thing. So, was it written about African American cultures, or is it written for?
No, it's written by and for. Usually by and for, like by black authors for black readers, like a black audience. Like I always say, the number one thing you want to identify when you're writing something for money and profit anyway, is your audience. And so it's about like black authors that write for a predominantly black audience. That's what they're aimed at anyway.
Pasty white nerds. Well, pasty nerds in general. It doesn't have to be white. I'm not discriminating. I want to write fantasy. So.
I can understand Afrofuturism because that's an actual sub-genre of science fiction, and that's been increasing in the past few years, so I can understand that, but not as a whole, not like African books or, black books or Spanish. Like, that's new to me. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, it's something we have in America.
Black Books, I love that TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good TV show. It's like the one thing Britain did right or something.
So I get like Spanish language books, of course, that obviously you're a Spanish speaker if you're looking in that section. I would understand having a separate area for non-English books, but like a book about like what am I trying to say? I'm having a dumb woman moment.
Well, all women are having a dumb moment every time, all the time.
Exactly. I just let the hormones talk for me. I thought I had a coherent thought, but it's just, my thoughtery instead.
You just
Well, exactly. I can't help it. It's in my nature. So I was just thinking. I was just thinking that, it's kind of awkward to have specifically like a Latino section separate from your other works, because that inherently segregates those works, which may be applicable to other genres from the rest of the like oriented material, like say it's a fantasy genre. I mean, wouldn't it make sense to put that within your fantasy section rather than within a Latino section?
Got to be with blacks, and it's got to be done by race. It can't be done by genre. Don't talk silly.
I know. Dumb woman. What can I say?
It makes sense to have things in columns or by sections at bookstores if it's actually going to concern the culture that you're looking for. That's a good way of categorizing things, but the other way around is just, it's like what Devil was alluding to. It's just for the money, for the profit.
Yeah, it's different though than, let's say, going to the liquor store and getting imports and having them grouped by a country. Like that's like beer section imports and having Polish beer here and Japanese beer there. These are like authors. It doesn't really matter where in the world they're from unless they're actually spending money to import these books, and they cost more or cost less or whatever, so that oh yeah, here are new releases. This just came in, and then everything else goes into the bargain bin after a few months. So the reason why we have sections of a library or sections of a bookstore is it allows people just to find the book they want faster. So to have
it's not saying anything about the content itself. It's just a category.
Yeah, we buy genre. We don't buy, the author is black, or we buy content is black. I don't care. I don't look at Ayn Rand's science fiction novel where everyone's in a communist dystopia and everyone's labeled off a number. I don't think of that in terms of communism. I just don't, it doesn't make sense.
Is the phrase communist
Shouldn't that be under women's literature then, since it's written by a woman?
I don't know if we
I don't
consider
think have by gender.
Ayn Rand is kind of a.
There's no men's fiction. Or something.
It's kind of...
No, all other fiction is men's fiction. It's all ours.
Oh yeah, all of history is men's fiction.
Motorcycle romance or men's fiction.
Is the phrase communist dystopia redundant? Like, what other thing do you have other than a dystopia? Like, it's always a dystopia.
It's always and even if it's a utopia, it's ultimately a dystopia.
Yeah, that is pretty redundant. Like, yeah.
Well, try reading Anthem and taking it seriously.
From the other kind of dystopias, because there are different kind of dystopias, not just communist dystopias.
Oh no, for sure. But I mean, whenever you say utopia, you've already bored me. Like, you can't just tell a story of where everything's perfect. There has to be a problem. So boom, and it can't just be like, oh, we stepped on a plant. Like, oh my god, like that's not.
And then Star Trek's a utopia, so you can easily tell stories in Star Trek.
But that's when Wesley Crusher was going to die. So everyone like, oh my god, that's amazing. Like, how did that? Wow, I love Ryza. Ryza's amazing. Wesley Crusher's going to die because he was catching a football. Why not? So that's
great. Jesus.
That's a great story.
Any set of laws that kills Wesley Crusher, it has to be a good set of laws.
Yeah, I try to forget that episode.
Yes, it's really bad. I know. So yeah, all stories that are claimed to be utopian are ultimately dystopian, and dystopian stories which are completely bleak, like Fallout stories or the wiping out of humanity. There's always like some really bright, like hopeful message at the end, or else it's just going to be completely brutal and disgusting and painful, and no one wants to read that unless you like playing The Last of Us Part 2. Then that's another story entirely.
Well, unless they want to experience real life, which is pretty accurate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the greatest in the world.
Reality is often disappointing.
Yeah.
Okay. Life is a constant fetch quest.
Here's Dollface. Thanks, Dollface.
So racism?
Let me just read the super chat. But Shiny, have you considered the institutional systems of systemic institutionalism?
Yeah, you
Yes.
And what are your thoughts, good sir?
Yes.
They are systemic. I agree.
Coming from a clone, I'm not surprised.
You'd be a great political debater, my friend. You should run for office. You're already once.
Yes. Well, I should run for Palpatine. Fuck. I should run for the office of Chancellor.
Yes,
we need a person of clone to be in the seat of office, because we are not represented at all in the Senate.
God,
where's the clone senator, huh? We didn't get one of those.
That would
who got a fucking senator? Fucking Gungans. They got a representative. The clones that have a representative.
Yeah, I feel like the Gungans got Jar Jar as well. Jesus Christ, man!
He's like the guy from History Channel now. Like, instead of aliens, it's Gungans.
Guns.
The Gungans.
Yes.
Are you Gunganist? Is that what you're saying?
They're not
Gunganist.
Gungan-phobic.
I'm more than happy to be Gunga-phobic.
I think we all agree.
I mean,
Jar
I guess
Jar
I'll
ruined...
have to take up for the Jar Jar people now. Or was that racist of me to say? Oh no.
Well, he ruined the Gungan people for everyone, so that's unfortunate. But I'm sure they're lovely people.
Oh, dang it.
I'm sure some of them are fantastic people.
Some of them, I assume, are good people.
The Gungans aren't bringing their best. They're bringing their worst.
Some of the Gungans, I assume, are good people. I've never met a good Gungan, but I assume some of them are good.
Yeah.
We don't.
Hey, I've got Gungan friends. I mean, but
you want that one?
There's a reason why we keep them under the water.
Okay? My best friends are Gungans.
Yeah.
Daughter brought home this Gungan the other day. Let me tell you.
I voted for Boss Nass. Okay.
Yeah, but he was just a popular Gungan. That's the only reason. I mean,
yeah.
It's Brian Blessed as a Gungan.
It's his policies we all agree
with. Is it really?
And also waggling his chin.
Was it Brian Blessed?
I want to imagine that the only reason why Boss Nass is like in a political office is just purely not because anyone agrees with his policies. just because everyone loves it when it goes.
That would be hilarious if Boss Nass was actually like this domestic political genius. Like, he lowers everyone's taxes. He grants more all these freedoms. Like this awesome genius. That's why everyone obeys Boss Nass, because he seems like an idiot, but he's really good with policies. He actually makes Otto Gungai really good. He's like Gungan Trump. Like he seems like.
We're going to go through the planet core, everyone. Sir, there's no such thing. No, we're all going. We're all going to the planet core. It's the fastest, best way of transport.
They're going to the planet core, and the boo is going to pay for it.
I honestly thought Perfect. I thought he was the boss because he was the largest, and he would just sit on anybody who tried to oppose him.
The funniest thing.
I just like the idea that in all the elections, it's like 100% Boss Nass, and there's like.
That's a Kazakhstan election right there.
Like Boss Nass was losing, and then all of a sudden, all at once, they just stopped counting votes in the middle of the night, and then at 3 in the morning, he just gets like 10 million votes out of nowhere, like all at once, and then he wins, and then no one asks any questions.
All his hard campaign workers licking the ballots, putting their tongue marks where everyone else should be.
For some reason, like he did really good with a dead block.
Gungania. In Pennsylvania,
you got a lot of dead Gungans. A lot of dead Gungans voted for Boss Nass.
Wait, would make Gungan, what would it be? Make Gunga great again.
Well, no, because Gunga isn't a nation. It'll be make Gungans great again. It's in the species. It'll be Gungan supremacy.
Gungan supremacy.
I just heard Gundam supremacy, and I'm all for that. I know,
Super
but
amazing Gungans, or SAG for short.
Give the Gungans Gundams.
MGS.
I think this is necessary. Gundams for Gungans.
GGG. Oh wait, that's too many G's.
And the opposition, the opposition is
have no brain.
Me? Yes.
I just remembered though because
right now.
Because Brian Blessed used to actually do that animation where he swivels his cheeks around and he's like a dog. That's what Boss Nass does in the movie. It never clued in to me that was actually Brian Blessed performing. I'm like, oh my god, it's the perfect guy to do it, and it was. I'm like, wow.
He needs more swearing though. You can't have Brian Blessed and not swearing. It's not fair.
Really?
It's never been done in the history of television.
Oh. Watch a bunch of clips, a supercut of Brian Blessed. It is just, I don't know, this man is an alien.
Wow, it's chef.
He's
kiss.
magical.
It's amazing. Yeah,
he's a gem. Like he's the I don't know, the gift from the UK. I don't know how this genetic creature came about.
He's our national treasure.
He is something or other. Yeah,
and he never appeared in Harry Potter, which is great. That's another point.
That doesn't make any sense though.
Is that film a constant source of annoyance for anybody who's over there? Out of curiosity,
I've never seen the appeal of Harry Potter. I don't think it's good.
I hate it with every fibre of my British body.
Isn't that anti-British to hate Harry Potter?
It's Chad British to hate Harry Potter.
Well, it just kind of makes me think it's like, you guys realize they have other great literature series that came from over there.
Yes,
like
every
poet ever.
Film series as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was thinking it's like, well, there's this thing called Tolkien, Sherlock Holmes too, Sir Conan Doyle, but
yeah,
but Rowling, that's fine.
But what gets me is that more people enjoy the movies than the books, and I'm like,
I like the books up to the fourth one.
Decent.
I like the books up to number 4. The movies, I took my niece to watch a couple of them. Couldn't get into it. The new director was not very good in my opinion. And I never watched anything beyond that, so I don't know how the movies even went. Never even watched the final one.
I assume in the books, all the characters just practically change genders and sexualities and all that shit according to whatever. The author just decides on a whim.
Now they sporadically change the status of being dead or alive is what they do with more changes.
Yeah,
they just kind of it was weird.
Harry
weird ending.
Bloody Potter. And the annoying thing is my brother's called Harry, so we had to listen to those sort of jokes during my childhood as well. I was like, oh, for God's sake. I'm just like, oh, shut the God.
Well, it's better than constant Shaun the Sheep jokes. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Believe it or not, that happened a lot to me.
Oh.
Sad but true moment of my life.
Oh, well, it's okay. You evolved. You became a clone trooper and fought in the Great Galactic Empire and Republic. So,
yay!
Great Beam Wars.
I fought in the Clone Wars, just like your father.
Yeah.
You knew my father fought in the Clone Wars? Oh. Weird.
Yes, he was also a clone.
He told me he was going to have cigarettes.
Wait, so does that make me a clone, a second generation clone then, or am I just?
No.
Oh.
Not real.
I have no identity.
Not pure.
Oh.
Ooh, Shiny there, just throwing out his.
Shiny, unmoved.
You're not one of us.
All right, we can keep going, I hope.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, we can.
Taking a back seat and listening to what black groups and black people have to say. But I think that some people interpret this as an instruction to be passive, like they're being put on the bench and waiting for someone to call their number. And I don't think that's really the case. You're still a person, you still have agency, you still have a voice, you still have values. And I think you should continue to live your life according to your values, just with the understanding that on certain issues your perspective may be limited. So it seems like this caller's dilemma is that they want to boost black voices, but they also don't want to tell black people who they should and should not be listening to. But by being selective in which black voices they boost, it appears...
This is way too nuanced for me to pay attention to. Like, what is he on about?
I can see the dilemma, but then the dilemma is just because you get in this mindset, it's like, okay, so it's racist to support black creators, but it's also racist to not support black creators.
Oh.
Great. So no matter what you do, you're fucked.
They need help.
It's a rock and a hard place, yeah.
Because otherwise it's the white man's burden. Oh, they have to help the poor blacks.
Yeah,
so when he's... get enough support, but at the same time, it's like, you're not helping black creators.
We should help them help themselves, but don't enable them. Great.
Yeah, so it's becoming what it seems like that he's driving at is that oh god, no, I had one of those moments too. It's not even a dumb woman moment, it's just a dumb orange moment.
Why the hell did Matt Jarbo reply to me? What the hell's happening on Twitter that I don't know? What is...
Wait, what are you
Wait,
talking
what?
Matt Jarbo?
I know. Yeah, Matt Jarbo said a tweet about I'm not right wing. I've never been on EFAP.
Oh, okay, so what happened? EFAP. He replied to your tweet randomly. I don't know. I can't remember who quite mentioned him, but someone did. Oh, Sophistic Autistic. Sophistic Autistic mentioned Mundane Matt, and then all of a sudden, Mundane Matt just appeared. He said his name, and a couple hours later, Mundane Matt appeared and said, "I'm not right wing. I'm not EFAP." Because Sophistic Autistic said, all he did was that he said that Mundane Matt was a guest on EFAP, and part of the evidence is that EFAP is a right-wing podcast. And then Mundane Matt just appears out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I honestly think Mundane Matt searches his own. He has to.
Yeah.
So the only thing I see
who doesn't search their name?
Yeah.
Replying to Mahler.
No, he wasn't replying to Mauler. He was replying to Smud, Evan, and... Oh, he did? Oh.
Yeah, well, he just said this is the thread I'm following. Enjoy it, Mahler. If this isn't the greatest endorsement of EFAP, then I don't know what it is.
Oh, Mahler did that. Oh.
Yeah, Mahler said that. Yeah.
That's why it's blowing up on me.
And then two things. I'm not right-wing. I've never been on EFAP, and oh yeah, fuck EFAP. It's like...
Mahler said that Mundane Matt was on EFAP?
No. He said if this isn't the
Mundane Matt was on EFAP, and EFAP was right wing.
Oh, and he was okay. So
sorry. The evidence that EFAP is right wing is that Mundane Matt was on EFAP, but Mundane Matt wasn't even on EFAP. That's the joke. That's the funny part.
Mundane Matt is not right wing. Look at all the soy.
Okay, this is what happens when you attract people like sheep in the box. You just sort of go, dude, stop it, go away, please, and. He starts making weird accusations like Mundane Matt was on EFAP. And I'm like, what? No, he wasn't.
Somebody's so desperate. Like, Sheep in the Box is so desperate to have some sort of validation. some sort of way that people admire him in some way, but they don't because he lies all the time.
It's kind of funny though, because EFAP actually would totally let him go on there because that's their shtick. They're willing to let anyone go on they cover.
Yeah.
Mundane Matt says he just replied to it because it was in his mentions, but no one mentioned his name other than no one acted him
or anything.
But they just said his name. They just said that.
Are you trying to insinuate that Mundane Matt is a liar?
Was a guest on if someone was claiming Mundane Matt was a guest on EFAP, and all of a sudden Mundane Matt just appears. It's hilarious.
Are you trying to insinuate that Mundane Matt is some kind of liar? That he lies?
Yes.
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 Yeah, that makes sense.
Just his name all of the time and pinged and
So I just
that how that works?
I just love how he keeps trying to embrace the meme, but it's the wrong meme to embrace. He keeps embracing the boulder meme. So someone said, "Don't you have some boulders to collect?" It's like, yeah.
That kind of
stop embracing the meme. It's a bad meme for you because it keeps pointing to the fact that you took down people because they disagreed with you, Mundane Matt, and you said that the whole defense for how you didn't take down their videos was that you were collecting boulders with your girlfriend's daughter. It's not a good thing to pay attention to.
Twitter, what a wonderful, wonderful invention.
Well, it's not just Twitter because he's now got a podcast called the Boulder Talk Radio. So he keeps bringing attention to the fact that he took down people's videos for disagreeing with him.
Because Devil Smud, is it even really necessary to be a decent content creator with any kind of audience? Is Twitter even still the necessary evil that you have to use for promotion?
No.
Okay, thank God.
No.
I don't know, but it's fun.
I
think that's because you enjoy the chaos more than more people.
All I say is I make no content, and I've got more followers than a lot of YouTube creators, and I just post random crap. So no, Twitter is not important.
Yeah, but the reason for that is that Twitter is 90% someone imagining that someone exists, tricking themselves into believing that they are real, and then getting mad about it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know, I use Twitter and I have gotten subscribers out of it because, you know, it's just some people have randomly found me because I'm in tweets and such. But I don't really use it to get into like debates. I think there's only one time that I got into an argument with Soapy over Life is Strange. And that was it, really. I didn't really get into any political debates. There was the one time where Smud tried to drag me into a Latin debate. He atted me as a mention, and then all of a sudden I just had like 100 mentions or 100 notifications from this one tweet.
That was not my fault.
It was your fault. You atted me.
Smud's like, I don't know.
I don't like the quiet, like, oh, that wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, you can easily have Twitter and not just get dragged into all this drama.
Yeah.
You just have again. I started the thing with Soapy Bite. I shat on Life is Strange. He said, "Oh, it's amazing." It's like, no, it isn't. Well, yes, it is. And then I just continued it. And then it all ended with him saying, "Fine, debate me." It's like, okay, sure. Do you want to come to my live stream? Yes. A couple of weeks later, after you constantly keep delaying it, it's like, I don't really feel like it. Maybe after I replay the game.
Jesus.
Then he replays it, and he's just like, yeah, it wasn't that great after all. Turns out you were right. No need for the debate.
Regardless, I mean, that was just, I don't know what happened this evening. It just, 20. You see the 20 plus indicator on your notification. You're like, okay, I'm not going to look at that, so I'm just going to.
Talk about racism instead.
Yay, racist! What a great idea.
I mean, cultural diversity and inclusion
in movies.
Oh god, that's actually
Sponsor now having like reevaluating his entire life. Like
that's actually
just to suffer.
I just imagine Smud just constantly thinks, "This is my fucking life."
He's the one who opened up the invitation, which I'm grateful for. But oh god,
same. Thank you for having me on, even though I have contributed negative effort to this.
Oh, that's pretty much all of us.
I don't even know why I'm here.
Yeah, see, Voice is pretty much
because you wanted to be here, Voice.
He's just he's just staving.
You don't know negative effort until you appear on a Stargate talk and have actually forgotten most of the stuff about Stargate that you watch.
Oh goodness.
So
I also while you were discussing Mundane Matt, I went and I got a bowl of cultural appropriation from Taco Bell.
Oh.
So I thought this would be very appropriate.
Do you live on top of a Taco Bell or something?
Sounds appropriated.
Like in the downstairs?
Very appropriate.
You just walked downstairs and picked up a bowl? Is that how it works?
It was brought to me.
Okay.
Then you didn't go get it, did you? So you didn't put in the effort to appropriate that culture. So it really doesn't count.
Hey, minimal effort. Hey, I'm working on minimal effort tonight. Especially towards my appropriation of other cultures, because can't I have this? I have the Latinidad, so can't I just have this as
no fucking clue what the hell that is.
Yeah,
what
see,
is that?
Latinidad? Latin identity.
Oh my, that is the most interesting thing I've heard about a group that someone identifies that.
What a name!
Yes.
Wow. So voice.
So.
What?
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 I was going to say something about voice because he actually works at a bar, which I believe is right near. So if he's like out of it or drunk, it's like, okay, yeah, it makes perfect sense. That's fine. But I don't know what excuse we can make for someone who just randomly gets Taco Bell. I don't know what that implies.
It's within my character to be drunk.
Exactly. So it makes perfect sense.
How can a radio get drunk? You just pour it into the circuit boards.
No.
We've been over this. Don't think about it. Turn your brain off.
Oh, okay.
It's not a plot hole. It's not a plot hole so long as it doesn't bother you.
See, it's not the radio that gets drunk. It's just the voice that gets drunk.
That's a bit metaphysical.
Yes.
That's true.
For this conversation, but then again, we are talking about black people. And
listen to the distortion and the vibration of my voice.
Before we unpause, I wanted to just clear up what he was talking about. So his whole point is that you shouldn't be sitting on the bench. So don't wait for an invitation to do something and help the brothers, essentially, right? And then at the same time, don't do it too invasively. Is it like this balancing act? Is that what he's striking at? I
don't know, because to me it still seems like you're fucked either way. You're damned if you help them, you're damned if you don't.
Well, of course
it's racist if you do, it's racist if you don't.
Yeah, because he was mentioning tokenism before.
Either way, you're a clone.
So if you have a story that has, I got to put the black guy in there, got to get the blonde chick from Norway, got to get this in character. It's like, okay, but then you're just literally doing tokenism, which is technically bad, apparently. So
because that's another one of his videos is tokenism versus cultural diversity.
Yeah, inclusiveness. It's this level of irony that these people don't grasp when they say these things, and they don't realize what that means when you do it in practice. It's almost as if they don't think about the product. And I don't know if this is a left-leaning thing or an SJW thing. It's just this constant, like, we need to have trans representations because they are, sex is a social construct, even though they think that boys and girls are traditionally one thing before they become another in trans mentality. So you either have it or you don't. So I don't. Sorry?
Sorry, no, go ahead.
Yeah, so like they have this mentality, it's a social construct, yet there's trans people. It just doesn't make any sense. Either is it physical or it's not. Like, which one is it? And they go through the gender arguments. Okay, well, we have people who are transitioning from one gender to another, but that implies sex. So you're saying they're literally another sex. That's why they are in fact trans, whether they look or sound of the other gender. So they can't have it both ways, or they don't realize what that means. It's the same with tokenism. So I just get tired of this.
Yeah, most of it just sounds like a arguing point. The reason why it doesn't make much sense is because the people who are pushing it don't understand, like you say, don't understand it themselves. And it's
they
just
kick the argument down the road. Essentially, they find they start to lose ground on one talking point, and then they quickly pivot to another, and then they lose ground on that talking point, then they pivot to another. Like you were talking about, it goes from what's transphobia. It's like phobia of this. Okay, why would they be afraid of this? Define, trans anything, and then they define, well, it's biological. Well, that's an easy distinction to make. Okay, no, it's about gender. Okay, then that's also another distinction to make. Oh, no, that gender is also, and then it goes down and down and down and down until the whole, to me, knowing a little bit about how political debates are actually structured and what you do, it's all about kicking that can. Just keep on kicking it down the road until your opponent basically forgets what the hell was the point of the original the original question.
Yeah. It like I always call it the cosmic ballet of SJWs. It just goes on and on and on and on, and there's never going to be an end to it. They'll find something
until they eventually hurt their ankles.
Mm-hmm.
There will always be a group that is more oppressed, and we must fight for that group on behalf of them. Yeah. They need that representation.
Even if it means fighting against the group we were fighting for last week.
Exactly. Yes. Well, don't you understand? You have to make sure that the most oppression points wins. Mm-hmm. It's only fair.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also shades of they're starving kids in Africa kind of thing. Pardon the poor analogy here, but it's just like it's like I'm suffering over here. Yeah, but they're starving orphans in Africa, so your problem doesn't really matter. It's like but I was like divorce, lost my job, all these hardships and everything. It's like but you could be a starving kid in Africa. It's like okay. It's a way to shut down.
My response to that is but I'm not. So
exactly. And then they would come back to you're not. So see, don't you have something going for you? It's like but I'm still jobless. So
just because you don't have a certain problem doesn't mean that you are invalid with your problem.
Yeah. Just because I am not the most oppressed person in the entire universe doesn't mean that my problems don't matter.
Exactly. It's completely insensitive for the person going through whatever hardship they may be facing, like you mentioned, losing a job. It really takes away from the significance of what that has, the impact of what that has on their life. I mean, you're belittling a person, you're talking down to them, and for what? To just say, there's someone more oppressed than you, so just be happy with what you have. I mean, what more of an asshole can you be than to do that to someone?
And most likely, the people saying that to you, or the starving kids of Africa, will chew your ear out about all their problems, and you're just meant to sit there and nod along and give support.
Mm-hmm.
And it's and if you try and go, but the starving kids in Africa, they go, oh well, why do you have to bring that up? That doesn't matter. And it's like, ugh.
Where roughly these kind of arguments and these kind of more or less, I don't know, cultural these kind of cultural appropriation sort of stuff. That's where this all kind of leads back to me. It kind of just goes back to the whole, hey, we have issues that we can solve here, maybe an immediate problem. Yeah, but you're not looking at our problems, man. Okay.
It's called a to-do list. We've got to solve at least one problem first to move on to the next problem. Unfortunately, there are. Smud, what have you?
You know what?
What have you done?
My Twitter has exploded. I don't know. Is that Jack Saint? I'm not sure. It probably is.
Oh, let's see.
I thought it wasn't Jack Saint anymore, or is he? Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Eric Taxon. Never mind. Sorry, I don't know the whole lore.
It's not Patricia Taxon.
Yeah, I don't know the lore.
That is Jack Saint. Yeah.
Who did you think it was?
Shiny. No. Someone said I don't know whether it was, and that's last I heard.
Well, he's got the bisexual lighting on his face, so you could tell it's kind of hard to figure out who that is.
Yeah.
Oh, is he bi?
No.
We haven't covered a Jack Saint video in a long time, and that's probably a blessing.
There's no reason to.
I've never watched a video of his. That would be a fascinating topic, I guess.
I mean, I heard there's bisexual lighting, so I'm all for it.
Oh, you can go right ahead.
Southpaul's response to that Matt Jarbo tweet he went, there's two things. I'm not right wing, never been on EFAP. Oh, and fuck EFAP. Southpaw said, that's free, actually. It's such a shit joke. Oh, dear.
Anyway, I think we can continue on again.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are doing just that. Now, it would be easier to answer this if I knew which exact black voices were being discussed, because it is definitely the case that sometimes black people say ignorant and harmful shit. And sometimes it's quite obvious that's what's happening. And in those cases, I wouldn't expect white people or any people to boost.
I like how he's asking for.
Hang
on.
But as the caller said,
you can't promote the wrong black voices. Oof, that would be.
He's asking for examples, and he's not giving examples on his own. Why? Why would you do that?
Well, obviously he doesn't want Jay Longbone being promoted because obviously she's problematic.
How do we distinguish who is the right person to listen to and who is the wrong without sounding racist by your opinion?
Well, we get a voice in the radio to be the arbitrator, obviously, because we have no idea what you are. You're just a voice and a bunch of transistors. So
I'm comprised of like half of Europe and half of Africa, I swear.
I thought you were nuts and bolts.
Where's your brand come from? That's the question.
No, but before the whole...
you know, like some people have like the Made in China label. Where does it say you were made?
The radio, I have no idea where it came from. It just conjured into being. But before,
what does it say?
Before my voice was unfortunately trapped in here, I was comprised of human cells that originated from Europe, Africa, and parts of the Middle East. Like, I have like 4 names, and one of them is Vitzaroli. So, yeah, take that for what you make of it.
No idea what to make of it.
So what you're saying is you're all the Jedi.
I'm very diverse.
He just won the diversity points here. I have to hand over the crown to him.
No, I'm well, I was straight. Now I'm just...
Whoa, jeez.
Now I'm just...
What the hell are you doing here? Get the hell out of here.
Now
I'm
exactly. Purely bisexual here.
Exactly. I don't
find have you got purple lighting? Because then you could be bisexual.
No, I'm just pure brown.
I'm so glad I learned about that today. If there's anything I want,
and I have no idea where I have no idea where the radio was made.
I'm glad I learned about bisexual lighting, so I can completely forget about it tomorrow.
I just appeared, and then one day I was dead, and then I woke up in a radio. That has been my existence for the last 130 years.
That's some deep lore.
Did you get hit by truck, Coon?
Probably. No, it was COVID.
Oh, wow, that was
130 years ago.
That was proto-COVID.
Everything's COVID. Always has been.
All roads lead to COVID.
Are you sure it was COVID? Are you sure it wasn't Joel?
What was if Joel is COVID?
Wait,
no, Abby's
was
COVID.
It Spanish flu?
That was Joel as well.
It's so stupid that I know about that game and like all this controversy. I never intended to play about it, and now I'm angry about it too for what happened to it.
Did you?
I never wanted to play the first one. I'm not a zombie survival enthusiast at all, and I'm still upset.
Yeah.
Just like Game of Thrones. Same thing happened there. Was never intending to watch the show.
I accidentally watched 8 seasons.
Dodge that bullet.
I hear I jumped out at the right time because I think I stopped watching around season 4.
I stopped watching around season 2. My friend and I were watching it. I went off to overseas for deployment, came back, and I completely forgot where I was. I was just like, I have no interest in continuing it. Was thinking about picking it up around season 5 or 6, and then I was like hearing warning bells. They were like, no, avoid if you can. I'm like,
yeah, I heard after season 5, it was also after season 4, it was very much, this season was bad, but you know, it's going to be worth it in the end. The next season's going to be better. Oh no, the next season after that, it's going to be better. Wait till season 8. Season 8 will fix everything.
I don't think there's a single franchise I've jumped on in the last 10 years that hasn't been destroyed utterly.
Yeah.
Stargate.
Stargate
hasn't been. Well, it's dead, but at least it's not been ruined.
I missed that stream. What's actually a good place for a newbie to start?
SG1.
SG1. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put that on my watch list.
Skip the film. The film isn't really that important, to be honest. It's pretty.
No.
So I can just start with the show.
Yeah, you can just start with the show. You get enough information.
Yeah.
Pretty much the end of the film. Pyramids were built by aliens. Aliens were posing as gods. They blew up the alien, and everyone lived happily ever after.
And then the show happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did a once over of my radio body. It turns out I was made in Highbury in London.
Ah.
There you go.
I think I've actually been through there. What did you say it was Highbury?
Yes.
God, you say you're a southerner then?
Well, no, he just took a bus through Highbury, not
No. I said voice. Voice is a southerner then. He's dirty southerner.
Southerner. Wow.
Well, I mean, it's okay because I live in Newcastle now.
I know, but your manufacturing must be shit. I'm surprised you haven't fallen apart already.
Above a northern bar. In a small little town.
As long as they make Kilkenny and Guinness, you're fine.
Oh, yes. That's how I make a living.
Smud there with his little Guinness ad again.
Smud, I think I know what we're going to get you for Christmas as a collected present. Just a
it's
giant
so hard.
of Guinness shipped to your
so
house.
Drink.
It's so hard to get those beer calendars or those chocolate calendars or.
Oh yeah, the advent calendars.
Oh my! I so want it. Just give me any one. I don't care what it is. Just give me. It's so hard to get.
I heard that. Depending, well, I guess it just all depends on where you live, but the Aldi ones are pretty accessible if you have Aldi within your area.
What is an Aldi?
It's a grocery chain, probably only in the United States.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
They have
Aldi. We have Aldi.
Yeah,
we have Aldi here. Yeah.
ALDI.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have Aldi in Britain. And,
Aldi is, what was it? It was a European company. German company.
I had no idea. Wow, I am learning all kinds of things about bisexual lighting, Aldi's in Europe. Man, my brain is just, it is expanding.
There's Aldi and there's Lidl. And Lidl
Message coming
you can find in like the East Coast, up the Eastern Seaboard here
Lidl's
in the
also
US.
a German company.
Yes.
It's the sister company to Aldi, and I know
a lot of Germans around. Yeah. Suspicious amount of Germans.
Suspicious amount of Germans.
I would imagine just in World War II, they just looked over at these stores and like, that's a suspicious amount of Germans.
Thank God. Just see the French go. This is a suspicious amount of Germans.
Is that what you're?
That was a shit French accent.
Oh yeah, I'm terrible at accents. I'm English for God's sake.
There is an Aldi at Niagara Falls, which is on the other side of the border. So I'd have to take a few hours south to get.
There must be an easier way for you to get an advent calendar.
It takes months. I'm probably too late to get it for Christmas. So. I bet.
Well, really? It takes months to get an advent calendar.
Yeah.
Can't you just even use Amazon?
You can, but I don't like that. I don't like the fact that they're shipping it from a place to Amazon, which could be anywhere in the world, and then to you. I'd rather get straight from the people who actually make the advent calendars. And that'd be the best way. But it takes months. And this was during summertime, and I was planning this. I was like, I want to get an advent calendar. I was like, okay, beer advent calendar, nope. Whiskey advent calendar, nope. Chocolate, nope. Coffee, I don't even like coffee, nope. I was like, holy crap, you can't buy these things anywhere.
God, they're all over the place in the UK.
Really?
You can't get away from bloody advent.
We've got a Lidl and a Tesco's and an Aldi in my town.
I think it's the
We've
greatest.
got a Lidl, an Aldi, a Tesco, a Morrison's, in Iceland. we just have supermarkets. That's it.
I have a
It's getting out of
Walmart.
hand. Now there are 17 of them.
Yeah.
Well,
they went. They went. We're going to knock down this Tesco and replace it with something new. And everyone's like, "Oh, great!" And it was just a Morrison's. And we're like, what? "Okay,
why? Why do you
I think we
tease
have a
us?"
co-op in town, but no one really uses co-op.
No. Cope just fills up all the old pubs, which is heartbreaking.
Anyway, enough about my desires of Christmas.
But you know what also breaks my heart? The fact that we haven't even gotten into this video to its halfway point.
Oh,
you know what? I have a random desire for Weatherspoons. Do you ever get that? I just feel like I want to go down to the pub and just have Weatherspoons because Weatherspoons, while it's cheap, it's good. It's still like a tasty food.
Wait, you're saying restaurant in general, not actual dish? Like just you want to go to a pub?
Weatherspoons, it's a chain of pubs.
Okay.
It's a chain of pubs that do really good food.
Well, it's good food at cheap prices, and it's pretty good. Yeah. Oh, I fucking love their brownie, and like they always sell fish and chips as well.
Oh, I'm getting damn you, Shiny! I'm now missing Weatherspoons.
It's like I haven't been able to go to one. What was it since I was at uni?
Yeah, we've got 3 in our town, so
you've got 3 of them. These are getting out of hand.
Yeah, my town is the stereotypical like Northern English town, just supermarkets, betting shops, and Weatherspoons. Good times.
All right, let's keep going.
Need black movies? Yes.
Black movies, guys.
Black people are not a monolith. Different people feel differently depending on the issue, and you may disagree with their takes. I've often signal boosted other creators, including other black creators, but it should be known, if it's not already clear, that me sharing another person's work does not automatically imply that I fully agree with everything they say. In fact, there are times where I totally disagree with their takes, but I might find their contribution interesting or worth discussing.
You disagree with people.
I also might acknowledge that I'm not the expert on everything, and I might be able to learn something by hearing another point of view. So really what you're gonna have to decide is, what do you care more about? Boosting black voices or boosting a narrative that you personally agree with? Some arguments are just plain...
Well, we all know what they all want. Boosting a narrative.
Yeah.
Because they would never support Jay Longbone. You know for a fact they would never boost her.
Can I ask why not? I don't know much about her. I mean, I've seen her as like on EFAB minis, and I know she's funny.
She's very...
Is she considered a traitor? Is that why?
Yes. Yeah, pretty
much. No. I remember I think it was an article that you actually covered a couple of days ago, Smud. I think it was the Dragon Age one, talking about, wasn't it that Candace Owens was like a race traitor or something like that? I remember seeing that. I'm like, oh god, that's right. She is considered that. I keep on forgetting that.
That was Ash Parrish. Yeah, she was talking about someone who follows. Oh, geez, what was the topic again? The guy who. Oh,
well, that was the Cullen voice actor. He got into a
Greg Ellis
with the guy that was leaving BioWare.
Yeah, and he was like, he listens to Peterson and all these like Kanye West, and it's like, what's wrong with listening to these people? What's the problem?
Yeah, and then one of it was Candace Owens, and I'm like, oh, that's right. She is considered a little traitor to the Solidarity. I remember that now.
She is considered a traitor by all the white socialist middle class university students. Yeah.
Jay Longbone says the wrong thing.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I've been lazy on my super chat. I gotta catch up, guys.
In line.
So sorry about that. Joe Crazy, I can't be Gungan phobic. My wife is a Gungan. Well, there you go. You love the Gungan.
Yes.
Taker 610. There are 4 movies in the Friday franchise. 4! ! I don't know what that means.
Freaky Friday or Friday the 13th?
Is that saying that all the bad ones are not part of the franchise? I don't know. I've never watched a Friday the 13th film.
I thought that was a Star Trek reference. Like he's making a joke that there's only 4.
Oh,
there are 4 lights.
No, okay.
Oh,
never
there's
mind.
is he talking about the stoner comedy film franchise by Ice Cube and DJ Pooh?
What?
I think he's talking about Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Well,
what
he could have been on about the Friday thing, because there is quite a few of those Friday movies, yeah.
All right. Joe Crazy was more of a Percy Jackson kid back then. Okay. I mean...
Oh, that's about the Harry Potter things. That's, yeah. Percy Jackson's fine.
We need timestamps for these things.
Yeah, that was
It's
like
not.
half an hour ago. Joe Crazy.
Yeah.
I thought Australians were British Southerners.
What?
That's one way.
Whoa, what?
Australia.
Good God.
I'm gonna go tell that to my friend. I'm texting to that right now.
No, you
You're a
misunderstand.
British Southerner.
Australians are British criminals.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Which are also a bit like Southerners, but...
wait, what do you mean by that?
Well, if you wanted me to very easily describe British Southerners, they're very posh and stuck up their own ass.
Oh, is that where the posh accent comes from? It's from the south?
Mostly from the posher places, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, like your Readings and your, you know...
I mean, just listen to me.
Okay.
I mean, you're a bunch of transistors and stuff like that, so I don't know how much you actually count.
Yeah, you don't know if my voice is actually sounds like this or it's just synthesized. You don't know.
The same voice I hear isn't the same voice you hear.
No, I could be a woman for all you know.
Oh boy, here's a scary thing. This is Red Lightning 0001. Yule, they microwave poached eggs in Weatherspoons. How do you microwave a poached egg? I don't know.
I wouldn't recommend it.
How do you even do that?
Yeah, that's an interesting.
You would
I've never
poach
come
the
across
egg
that.
and then microwave it.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I assume he's talking about reheating food.
Oh, reheating poached
Like
eggs.
they'll make it in batch and then reheat it later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Okay. Because you wouldn't put a bucket of water with an egg in it and then microwave it. That'd be kind of silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to
But
try
for
to
the
see
price,
that.
I'm more than happy to eat Weatherspoons.
Oh yeah, you can get what was it? Those 3 plates for £10.
Yeah, you can have.
They're quite good. Yeah.
You can have fish and chips, 3 drinks, and a dessert for like I don't know about £12.
Yeah, and these are full meals as well. It's not like just cheap tacky, 2 chips and a very small piece of fish. It's like actual meals. Yeah.
Oh, to better describe what's the dynamic between the north and south of England. So take the American ideas of the north of America is more up their own ass, and the south is a bit more redneck. You kind of swap those around for England, and the north is the more considered redneck sheep fuckers, while the south are the more posh up their own ass.
Wales.
Well, actually, I'm going to correct that notion really quick. It's typically the coasters who are considered the more stuck up their own ass. Typically, it's
okay. Well,
because the Midwest is also the North, and they're very.
By the way, Shiny, York, not the North.
It's north of England.
We're not technically considered.
It's not. You're Midland.
it is.
Because
don't start this Midlands. Don't start this Midlands crap.
It says
York.
North
The
Yorkshire
Midland-
on my location. You can't deny me this.
But is it south of the city of Middlesbrough?
Well,
no.
You middle.
Middlesbrough is not. No, it's not.
It's not.
Is Middlesbrough in the middle? Is Middlesbrough in the Midlands?
I keep on forgetting
Everything below Durham. Everything below Durham is not the North. I'm sorry. Everything below Durham.
I'm going to pull my xenophobic card and say I don't care.
To meet some friends.
I'm just gonna.
Okay, boys.
I just don't
spell this
care.
out for you very easily. Here is a divide between the north and
No
south
one cares.
of
I'm
England.
telling you right now.
It's wrong.
I like how we're talking about cultural inclusion and everything.
What is going on? Just stop it.
I love how someone has drawn like
no one cares about your geography.
Just to make sure Sheffield is in the south.
Shiny,
what is your problem, people?
Sheffield is in the south.
Shiny, your visual clue, your visual example is a Greg's map.
Yeah. If that doesn't prove that Shiny is northern, I don't know what will.
Sounds good. That's great. Let's go with that. Shiny, fantastic. I love it. What a great idea. Okay.
Smud's here trying to stop the Second English Civil War.
What is happening? Who cares?
So the polar areas of
polar areas of my ass. That's what you're talking about right now.
Your device.
Oh my.
So yeah, why is he replying to you when it comes to EFAP?
I don't know. I'm getting like 10 messages every 10 seconds. It's nuts. I got like 43 likes. I don't know what someone said, but it's driving me nuts.
I do apologize for liking it.
Shiny, why are you leaving maps? Stop leaving maps.
Black movies, guys.
Yeah, was it about
I have no idea anymore.
We're now arguing over whether Greg's is a valid mapping system.
I just like how
all maps are valid.
What, 2 or 3 times, and now you're considered tainted forever, I guess, or affiliated.
Look, Greg's Bakers, they're the best for factually dividing the country with MS Paint.
Look, yes. I'm more northern than all of you, despite my voice, I am still situated more north than all of you, bar Smart Boy.
You can take the southerner out of the south, but you can't take the south out of the southerner.
I still live norther than you. Whatever
in Newcastle.
Yep, that's north.
That's like,
I live north of York still, so I'm more northern than.
Give him a bloody medal. Would you guys shut up already? Holy crap!
It's important.
I swear it wasn't me this time.
Ladies, gentlemen.
Smud Talk 6. What is the north of England?
Yes, we'll do it later, okay?
Gentlemen, ladies, and other conversions of human being, I am off to power down and get some rest, so...
Goodbye. I'll miss you.
Goodbye.
Night.
I've completely forgotten Devil was here.
I think he's asleep. He's here.
No, I'm still here.
Oh. He just doesn't care. Geography, not America?
The Devil's just like... I'm just waiting to talk about black some more.
Yeah. I like the black.
Well, I mean, he's got to talk about his own race. I mean, look at him. He's the perfect representation of it. He's actually.
And once you start, you just really can't go back.
Yeah.
Once you are pitch black, black as it gets.
I do have to laugh at the Dragon Age Inquisition stream I'm meant to be on is like started and it's like an hour in. I'm just like,
oh dear,
I can miss it.
Well, I know. Do you really wanna? I mean, you could. I wouldn't say anything about it, but that's like, oh man.
So are you like debating the quality of it or something, or is it just?
No, it's just going over the story because just to say how much it's let it because we're all fans of Dragon Age series, how much it let us down.
It let me down for more than just the story, but I would agree the story also kind of let me down too.
Yeah, with the story. So we're just going over it bit by bit, because obviously they're talking about Dragon Age 4, and so we're just going off the last game they made. And I think there's a bit of a roasting, a bit of a little playthrough of Origins at the end of it. There's like a little laugh and a joke.
So I want to see this. Send me a link.
I want to go back to talking about black people. Okay.
I'll send you the link to it because it's Cedar who's doing it with me. You know, she was on the Event Horizon stream and she does some game nights, and she drew Smud's little avatar.
That's right, she did.
It's very lovely drama.
Yeah, she likes drawing.
Hi, Cedar. This is your shout out. You owe me $20.
All right,
we can get back to it.
Let's get back, yes.
Yeah,
hateful and toxic, and I'm not suggesting that anyone entertain that. However, you cannot engage any group, much less black folks, without experiencing many different, often competing ideas. So if you don't want to tell black people who to listen to, then just don't. Boost the diverse set of black voices.
Much less black folks, by the way.
Debate
a diverse set of black voices. By that very definition of only boosting black voices, it's not diverse.
There's lots of black Italians, guys. We don't care.
Hey, he's so laid back about it. He's like, if you want to do it, do it. Just if you don't want to do it, don't. I'm like, yeah, we already knew this. So
the whole presentation of this being very calm and everything. I mean, I guess it's kind of nice as a disarming thing, but it is kind of like, do you care about this, or I don't know.
I think he's stopped talking about films by now. Like, I think we're now into the discussions about race.
We never got to a specific one. We just talked vaguely about the concept of culture appropriation inclusion in films.
We did talk about one movie. We talked about Black Panther. That's what he mentioned it.
Oh yeah,
it was mentioned by the person sending in the question. It wasn't mentioned. It wasn't brought up by him.
Well, let's not nitpick here. Come on.
Well, it didn't offer any sort of substance to help support his ideas, though.
It's all anecdotal references to nothing.
Like
why?
Just like the articles you covered, Smud. Congratulations.
Yeah,
See, with this, I feel like he wants to say something, but he also just is such a laid back guy. He just can't really be, it's do it, but just think about it, and if you don't want to do it, just don't do it. You know what I mean? It's just whatever. I'm expecting like a bong to just like come up, and he's just like, yeah, whatever, man, just do what you do.
To their own conclusions. And if you do decide that you'd rather only boost ideas that you already agree with, I guess that's your prerogative. But just understand that this would probably make you guilty of the very thing you're trying to avoid.
Hi, T1J. So, I wanted to...
This is just this call-in show.
Okay, so I'm from Brazil, and I have always been considered, like, white here in my country.
Really?
My hair is not really... My skin is light.
Right.
Yeah, I am white here in my country. But then, sometimes I talk to Americans, and they define me as a person of color because
are Americans super white?
Are people of color, but I don't really understand.
Yeah,
because I have
the answer is
everyone has told me that I am white. Always.
I told you I'm Elmer Fudd Glue White, or Elmer's Glue White, not Elmer.
Or you're white.
That's like vampire white.
To know, are Latinos actually considered like people of color, and are Latinos considered like a race in the United States?
What?
Are Latinos considered a race in the United States?
What? Hang on, I lost that. So what did she say?
She said, are Latinos a different race in the United States?
No, go on.
Please? I have my hand up. Notice me, senpai.
Yeah.
Okay.
What the...
Okay, so this... Do you remember that awful word I said earlier about Latinidad? This is what I am talking about. Because, so, within Latin America, we have those of European descent, or those who are mostly of European descent, but are mestizo. They're considered white. Same thing with Afro-Latinos. They're considered black, or, if they're predominantly mixed with African heritage, they're considered black. And so the concept is just that, regular Latinos or predominantly white mestizos are considered white within that country. Like a friend of mine from Colombia and we've had this discussion before. Because here in the U.S., Latinos are not considered to be white. And it's a very very odd concept to us because we're European descent. So why consider us anything else other than to be of European descent? But no, it's all this viva la raza and whatever, distinguishing us from other individuals when we really are categorized as just being white. I personally don't understand why this is a big deal.
I think you can join a lot of people in that that confusion. So what you brought up is, one, it's a nuanced issue, right? When we talk about the different how cultures have intermixed and intertwined over the centuries, and how we come up with basically new, I don't know, hybrids, I guess you would call them, for lack of a better term. I guess that's why all these arguments about cultural celebration kind of seem a little trivial to me today. Because it's like, okay, what do you define as Latino? What do you define as Black? Are we talking, African American that comes from this or this country? Like pointing to a bunch of.
This is another issue because then we get into what all is considered within the umbrella of Latino. Because you can have, so like with Brazil, some people don't consider that to be Latino, even though it's part of Latin America because they speak Portuguese predominantly and not Spanish. So they're considered to be an other. Because I love that. I know.
So when you fill out a little card at like a doctor's office, it's like, what are you? I'm an other. I don't have anything to claim.
Jesus.
I have no race.
I am an alien. So wait, why is it? Okay, hang on. I'm a little confused about that. Why is it one European Portugal is not considered worthy of the label by dilution, but Spain is? They're on the same freaking landmass.
There's a big thing between Portugal and Spain, though. There's a lot of animosity between those two countries.
I see a lot of Portuguese talk in the chat, and I do not condone that because Spanish supremacy over here.
See.
Spanish supremacy in South America.
Yes, and this is another thing. It also gets into the validity of those whose heritage is strictly European Spanish. Are they still within that Latino umbrella because they are white, like strictly European? They don't have any sort of mixed background. Do they still fall under that Latino category? Because, I know that just given my background, I've been told many, many times by other Spanish speakers that I'm way too white just based on, appearance alone. But then, like what this caller says, here in America, she said, I'm viewed as being a person of color. I've occasionally run into that thing, even though I'm pure, very, very white. Because I'm still seen as an other because I look a little bit different. It's the nose, I swear. It just throws people off.
Is it the Italian schnoz, a big sort of honking, sticking out of your cheeks like it's a bird? Okay. Yeah, we got.
I got cursed with that.
We got some Roman noses in my family too. That's how it goes.
I'm still just trying to figure out like what she means by like I was going to say super white. I'm just like, okay.
Well, you see, it's a superpower.
I'm trying to figure out what the point of this video is and why it's at all related to movies at all.
Point, because it just sounds like he's just talking about people who are calling in, like they'll call in with a question and he just answers them. And then it just happened that the first question was about black films, and then the rest of it isn't about that.
It's kind of funny if you're a filmmaker and you're like, "Hey, I got to call this guy up. This is a good idea for a movie." It's like, "Yeah, you should totally do this." It's like, what exactly did he tell these people what to do? I don't understand the message.
He didn't even ask. He ask what.
He said, "Is it more important to be inclusive or diverse?" And then he said, "Why not both?"
Okay.
He's so laid back. Like I said, you could do this, you could that, you could do none. It's perfectly fine, man. Don't worry about it. It's like, okay, thanks for the answer. I guess. You
may as well ask him, want to make a movie about a circus?
It's accurate to almost every other call-in show. If you have a question, it doesn't get answered.
Well, I like how the community tends to snub its nose at long, tends to sometimes snub its nose at long content, just in general, and then we get short videos like this that answer no questions, and then we get long videos that answer questions. There's a lack of brevity here. There's a lack of a coherent point. I don't want to say that every video should be like a essay, even though it is he says he makes video essays, but it should at least follow some sort of essay format. Your thesis, your supporting evidence, what is your conclusion, what are you arguing for? And there's none of that in here. It's just answering freaking calls.
It is literally just, I want to either A or B, and his response is, well, you can do A, and you can do B, or you could do neither, or you could do both. Thank you for calling in, next caller. It's like, okay, cheers. That's what I mean. I'm just expecting like a spliff or a bong just to pop up, and he's like, just kick back, relaxing, not really caring.
Imagine him smoking, going, all right, A, it's a good idea. B, also good idea.
Yeah.
C,
it's just like your opinion, man. Just do what feels good to you. Don't worry about it.
Are his other videos like this?
I don't know.
Are they all this kind of just ramble on for calls? I don't know if you've tried watching them.
No, sir. This took long enough to watch.
I'll see what another video of his is like, and just I wonder.
He gets his traffic from
somewhere. What was the other video of his that I had a look at? So his other videos are. You probably don't have black friends. My thoughts on Joe Biden and Kamala Harrison.
Kamala Harrison.
He doesn't explain police racism. Stop trying to fix people. The evidence of anti-black police bias. How SNL Black Jeopardy nailed racial commentary. What everyone gets wrong about cancel culture. Performance wokeness, Blackout Tuesday, this was stupid, on riots, the self-help is a scam, this is a candidate I agree with the most, diversity versus tokenism, how do we tolerate poverty, healthcare is right, why Captain America chooses Sam instead of Bucky.
Oh god, he's actually going to make a connection for race for that one.
I like this. I like this video. Straight dude logic from 2 years ago.
Is this when you're black and you're allowed to say racist shit? Is this like the privilege you get that you can just make up bullshit videos and just have people call in with stupid questions?
If it has to do anything,
weird obsession with racial humor.
That's
a sentence in there for what I'd say.
If it has to do, I have to feel like now that if it has to do with some sort of populist topic, then yeah, you can pretty much just get away with it.
I'm not racist. I'm black.
Advice number 1.
Oh, I'm not the majority of the YouTube audience, so I can't answer that, unfortunately.
Latinos, you're white. I just wanted to
Oh
know
my
that.
dear
So,
lord. Yeah,
I
no,
hope
these
you
are.
Bye.
So
I'm not an expert on this at all, but one thing I have definitely
Do
learned
atheist
is that
progressives need
perceptions
better
of
some
race
stream-
are for
streaming
sure
or something
different
like that?
depending on what country you're in. But in the
What?
United States, we generally consider people
Okay.
of European descent white,
I'm not
and
watching
also
these other videos.
sometimes
They just seem
Western
like
Asian
bitten
descent.
and bobbing.
Yeah.
Although that gets murky real quick. And of course, most people of strong European
Anyway,
descent
Dev,
have
how are
white.
you doing?
Sorry?
Still alive. Still alive.
So alive. I just keep making just poke you every so often, just to make sure you're still there.
This guy's
Like
trying
when I
to.
finally got an ER or something on their stream.
I love how he says, "Oh, we consider people of European descent to be white." It's like, but wait, what? Not all Europeans are white.
They are obviously the arbiters of what is white.
Yeah, the black
all
people.
Europeans are white.
We're the most oppressed, so we get to tell everyone what they are. This is like I said before in the other streams and everything. But what other state, what other country do the quote unquote oppressed people get to have the whole world back them up at any moment? Have all the corporations back them up? Are able to get a bigger platform when they demand it, just for asking for it, just for asking, and have everyone back them up, and are given the right to tell everyone what is and what isn't racist, what is and what isn't white, what is and what isn't black, and what you can and can't be canceled for, and to dictate who can be canceled and for what, and to tell everyone what is and isn't racist relative to the fact that relative to what people say. So someone says like a racial joke from like 10 years ago, these oppressed people, quote unquote oppressed people, can determine what is racist, if that joke is racist or not. If you're looking at oppressed people in other countries, oppressed people are getting jailed. Their voices are getting stomped out of the media. Their voices are getting stomped out of everything. If someone is saying something that is opposed to the narrative, and they are oppressed, they're being oppressed. Their opinions, their voices are being actively stomped out by the government, not just. Not just I don't know. They're not given like 10,000 movies a year or something. No, I mean it's not a fact that they are like just not given like 10,000 movies a year or not represented enough in the media. They're actively being stomped out by the government forces or something. That's what actual oppression looks like. Not you say you're oppressed and that's it.
Yeah, when I think of oppression, I think of like in the 90s with like Kosovo and all those, in the Eastern European area where there's like ethnic cleansing and ethnicity really was a big thing. Yeah, and stuff like that. And then when I hear people go like, "Oh, we haven't got a black superhero," I'm like, this is not even remotely similar. It just blows my mind. It's like this is no.
Like most people, we don't have real problems. These people don't have actual real problems. This guy's living in a nice, comfortable house with running water and electricity and internet. They don't have real problems, okay?
I actually had a friend who came from one of the guys I worked with on a watch tour. He was Air Force. He was Jamaican, and he said he enlisted into the Air Force. About 10 years prior to us having this conversation. But he's like, yeah, I was visiting a buddy. He was up in New York and everything like that, and he was just, a lot of whining and everything like that. And he's just like, man, it sucks here. It's like, have the shitty job and all that kind of stuff. And he looked around and I'm like, holy shit, you got air conditioning and running water. That is impressive as shit. Like, I'm not saying that. So back to I'm not saying like you're not allowed to have, if you feel like you have been oppressed or something like that, if you really feel, because there's genuine instances of racism in the United States, around the world. If you really feel like that you have an issue with these, that it's like, I'm not saying that you're not allowed to vent and not to feel what you feel. I'm not going to deny you. I'm not going to deny your feelings or anything like that. What I am saying though is that you can't necessarily paint everybody in that's part of your opposition with a huge broad brush and then equate all your problems to the fact that you've been oppressed. Maybe there's some other factors in there.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think one of the things that this young lady is getting at is the fact that, she's being told by these people in the United States she cannot identify the way she identifies. They're telling her that because she is Brazilian, she must identify as Latina instead of just identifying as white, which is how she identifies. So I feel that it's insulting to make someone take up a label for arbitrary purposes. I mean, who are these random people to dictate to you what you identify as?
Telling you're a victim, essentially, when you don't feel like that you're a victim in the first place. And then all of a sudden you're like, no, you're victimized. I'm like, I really am not. I'm fine.
If you look at things, oppressed people in the United States tend to be people who whine on the internet and just get money, raking money, and have sit there and have a button they can press to cancel anybody at any time, no matter how big they are in relative to fame. Oppressed people in North Korea are locked into a prison where they have to boil their own children to stay alive. Big difference there.
Well, that went dark.
Well, I came back to a perfect point. All I heard was them saying, boil their children alive. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, it's an actual story they brought back from North Korea that they saw in these prisons where these mothers had to boil their own children to eat them so they can stay alive. They don't feed them in there.
Well, I'm going to have nightmares tonight.
Horrifying.
Everyone's fine.
Oh,
We're fine. How are you?
Tonight.
Okay. Black people in film. That's great. It's a good topic. Hoi.
Or fair skin. But even those with darker than average skin, such as many people from Italy or Greece, are also considered white in the United States. But in other countries...
Not really. I mean, we have black soccer players, and we're like, yep, he's a black guy. I mean, he's Italian. It's kind of weird, but that's that. We don't care.
This is definitely always the case. This supports my longtime assertion that race is...
He's not complaining that there's no black people in movies, no black people in TV shows. He's complaining there's not enough of them.
Is he about to say that race is subjective?
Hang on, no. Let it play. I want to hear what his
race is something.
Oh, guys, he's about to make an assertion. I want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, Smud, I'm going to head off and just do the Dragon Age stream.
All right, hope you have fun.
Since they're saying that it's about to finish off. And to be honest with you, this guy just seems to be going around in circles of saying nothing.
This is true. So far. All right. Thanks, Hawk.
No, it's been a pleasure. It was nice to meet you all again. And
nice to meet you, Hawk.
Talk with you, yeah. Yeah, it was fun. If you ever need someone else on again, I'll jump on and say my piece.
Okay.
And everything. But anyway, take care, guys and gals, and chat, and I will see you next time.
Alrighty.
See you later.
Take it easy.
I love you too, Shiny.
Well, it's the standard British, goodbye. You tell people to fuck off.
Ah, fuck off. Alright, see you guys.
Night.
All right.
And now there were 5.
Let's keep going.
Is not a inherent thing, nor is it something that you choose. Your race is pretty much decided for you by your society, but it's still very complicated.
Society decides race?
What?
No.
So is race a societal construct?
So it's not something that has heritage behind it then? Because I thought that was the whole point, that it was a culture you were supposed to protect.
So you look at someone, you find the appropriate name that society has used, and you go, that's a Merverkenstruff. And
I'm pretty sure you can measure race as there is like a genetic element.
Well, yeah.
I mean, if you're called white or black or brown, it can depend on your exact skin color. But it's still like technically a white person in Russia isn't the same race as the white person in, I don't know, England, for example. It's technically different genetics, but there's still the same outcome of being white.
My problem with his thing is that it sounds like he is getting towards this race as a subjective societal thing. So what is there to celebrate? What does it matter? who cares?
If all it is
it's just an arbitrary label given to you by society.
Decides your race.
Yeah. So then, how do you determine what is actually inclusive to the set that is your culture and what's not?
I'm hearing a lot of relativism here.
I don't know what really that means, but sure, that's what I'm going for, I guess.
Okay, there's different ways of looking at differences of opinion, and it's either you have a material hard belief, you have a relativistic belief, which you think you're black and that's fine. I think I'm brown and that's fine. We go off our separate ways. That's cool. The third way is nihilistic view, where it doesn't really matter. No one cares. It doesn't. Whatever you want to call yourself, I don't care. No one cares. So generally speaking, when you're talking about identification of ideas, so.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Relativism is the one where it's like I'm whatever I want in my society, and you're whatever you want.
An American or Hispanic are generally considered terms that describe an ethnicity and not a race. And most countries seem to abide by that, like a Latin American person can be any race. But in the Americas, the idea of race is inexorably tied to the idea of racism. The history of this region involves...
I wouldn't go that far. I think
race is tied to the discrimination of that race.
That's in the racist way. But when we talk about
then how
Americans,
are you discriminated if it's tied to the discrimination of the race?
Yeah,
does that mean
race is tied to the discrimination?
When you have a census, when you have a job description, you fill out what background you are, and you say XYZ. They just want to know from their way of classification. It's not a racist thing. It's just they want to know because they have diversity. In Canada, we have all kinds of diversity. We have to know, where you come from. Not that you were forced to fill those forms out, because you can skip them, but they still have those forms. So they know who are they employing, how many people, yada, yada. That's for business reasons as well as census reasons, so that they can say, yeah, we have a diverse group of people here in Canada, whatever that means. They don't need to bring in someone from the government to say, okay, maybe you should hire more people from this group of people, or this people coming off the boat or the plane. These people do these things. They actually make sure your staff is properly diverse. There's no law against it. They just, if you want to conform to it, you can, which is weird. So that is especially obviously in government jobs, so municipal government or provincial government. So that's kind of a norm, but not everyone has to follow that. So it's purely for governmental ideal reasons, not because they ultimately care. The hiring is purely done by the HR department or an HR third party, and they have all the stats on who comes in and who doesn't get a job. So.
Yeah, sorry. I just read the tagline of Matt Jarbo's Twitter: "Former gubernatorial candidate in California 2003." Why would you advertise that?
What?
Matt Jarbo?
Did he ran for governor?
What?
Really?
Why?
Anti-fail, I assume.
And he lives in Washington now too. So did he run away after he freaking failed? Was he chased out of the state
from California 2003? Who the hell cares?
I just why?
Why would you put that? It's like I failed at doing something. Yeah, I failed at doing something 17 years ago. Therefore, I should tell you. It's like maybe if you were the mayor of 2003's California's whatever, like, oh, okay, cool. That's you had an experience.
Just a candidate, as in like you ran.
You ran. Yeah, anyone can run.
Yeah.
Well,
put your name on the ballot.
Then again, I'm not sure how far mundane Matt can run. So maybe that's the reason why he didn't get into office.
He's very proud.
I can beat him in the foot race easily. And I suck at running.
He must have only been in the primaries because he's not even showing up anywhere on the ballot stuff. Oh god, never mind. There's a huge list. He's probably on here.
Well, press F3. Look, Matt Jarbo.
He's not showing up. Jarbo's got to be a stage name, right?
You have to scroll through all the list to make sure it's being picked up, because it'll only pick up what's being loaded in the RAM.
This is all because Evan and Sophistic Autistic decided to talk about Matt Jarbo.
I just still understand why you're being tagged in old EFAP stuff when you were on there 3-4 times, maybe. And you're like forever.
Again, I think someone, Sophistic Autistic, just brought up the fact that he thought EFAP was right wing because Mundane Matt was. He thought Mundane Matt was on EFAP, which he wasn't. And then Wild Mundane Matt just appeared.
Wild Mundane Matt. Do we need a master ball to catch him?
It's hilarious.
I don't think we want to catch him.
We didn't tag him.
Oh, I doubt it. Where's the repel at?
Oh, who is another person that he could be like tossed into a debate with that would be funny to watch that he might not agree with that we
Knobs.
That would be amazing. I would pay good money to see that.
It's like ultimate retard versus ultimate retard.
Oh, we need to tag him in a Twitter post and just like get them to start talking to each other so they're aware of each other's presence.
Just at both of them.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey man, I heard he was talking shit about you. It's like, what?
It reminds me of when it was me, Smud, LitDev, and Vosh were all tweeted at the exact same time.
What was that about?
Who the hell tweeted at us all and Vosh?
What was the reason, though?
Who's Vosh?
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know, trust me.
He's not a friend, I assume.
Bosch is the arbiter of all of the internet rules.
Really? Oh, I have to meet with him. I'm an arbiter of breaking the rules.
Oh,
so.
I remember why.
Yes,
it was
you really should meet with him.
The Among Us.
He's a special kind of creepy
special. Because Vosh plays Among Us and we do too, so therefore we got tagged because this guy was just telling all the people he knew that play Among Us on YouTube, and they're like, "What?" Because they're releasing a new map soon or something. I was like, "What? Why are you?" Oh, okay. So yeah, we got tagged. Isn't that great?
But anyway, Vosh, I think he's on record for saying he's never heard a good reason why drawn child porn shouldn't be illegal.
No, actual child porn.
Or it should be illegal. Like he believes it shouldn't be illegal.
Yeah.
And then he's also been on record saying he doesn't believe that ownership of child porn should be arrestable or something.
Yeah, that's enough said.
Oh boy.
That's enough from Vosh. That's
He said that live on a stream. There's multiple times where he has covered LiteratureDevil's videos. He, funnily enough, Vosh made the bold claim that LitDev would never ever call a male character a Mary Sue. And you know what happened 5 seconds later? LitDev brought up Wesley Crusher and called him a Mary Sue. And then he just glossed right over it, even though it contradicted exactly what he said. And what's the most amazing thing about Vosh is that on almost every single live stream I have seen, everyone in his own audience is ripping him to shreds.
Do you think that's what his appeal is? Is it just like he's like basically just a giant target and he just likes that?
Well,
I'll take, you know.
I made a video about that supercut of all the stuff he did when he was attacking LitDev. We did that must have been a year ago, posting cringe to own the whatever. We went through at least 1 or 2 videos because it was so long and stupid. And he made so many errors. Like, not just factual errors like on the movies for Star Wars.
See if I can find that video now.
I know the one I'm talking about. I could find it.
Oh my god, Cyberpunk 5.
Here, I found it. All you have to do is look up Smudcast, also Smudboy and Vosh, and then it's the first thing that comes up here.
Yeah.
This is a magical video.
The clip art on that is great. Thank you.
Message coming in.
Smile.
Patching it through.
Anyway, let's keep going with the stream. I got to read some super chats. So thank you, Mark in 3D. How's it going, buddy? Matt Jarbo, Kanye West's VP. Trust me, winky face. All right, Mark, you got the insider info. We're gonna trust you on that for 4 years from now, or maybe next year. We don't know. We could get a recount. We could get a revote. We don't know what's happening in America these days. No one knows. It's all crazy. Mr. M. Hey, I think you're a first-time super chatter, as far as I know. Thank you, Mr. M. I'm Puerto Rican and Welsh. Wow. Great combination. Does this mean I might accidentally oppress myself? Should I pay myself for damages? No. Hopefully. I mean, when you pay yourself, you pay yourself first, whatever job you do. Put someone
What you have to do is battle the...
Well, what you have to do is you have to spank the half of you that is white.
Oh, what? What does that mean?
Are you like down the middle, or are you like Welsh and then the other part Puerto Rican? Like,
I don't know. It depends on where the divide is.
Oh.
It could be down the middle. It could be across, I don't know, the belly. The bottom half of you could be Puerto Rican. The top's Welsh. Like a bit like a mermaid or a centaur.
I get my Welsh ass from my mom. Is that what you're saying, Shiny? Something?
Message coming in.
Mom, damn it! Why are you so dominant in the ass genetics? Oh dear, that sounds weird. Anyway, Dollface, £10. Woo, not the American dollar, the pound, the sterling. Woo. Thank you, Dollface. Have you seen the video of... why are we talking about Vosh? Have you seen the video of Vosh watching a video of rape victims? No, I have not seen the video. Telling their stories, and he instantly turned on one of them when she said her rapist was Muslim.
Ooh.
Is that like a no-no?
Yeah, in certain cities in the UK, there was a big problem with Muslim grooming gangs, and the police never did fuck all about it.
Wow.
Because they were too scared of being called racist.
What? That would be like something to jump on immediately if you're a policeman in Toronto or pretty much any state of America. That would be like, oh my God. Rape gangs?
I remember hearing quite a bit about those grooming gangs in Manchester?
Yeah, some in Manchester, some in
Manchester. Are you serious? Wow.
There's large grouped together communities of Muslims in cities here in the UK, and a lot of them will have gangs who go around patrolling certain areas. And these gangs will often groom, attack, rape people who happen to go into the wrong street or, perhaps the wrong neighborhood. So, yep. And it's even more frustrating when the police wouldn't do anything about it because, again, they didn't want to be called racist.
So, yeah, I have not seen that video. I don't think, well, maybe you guys might have, but I mean, I've never really watched any of his videos aside from when LitDev and I covered the one he did on him. So I don't encourage that guy. Yeah. Mr. M. Okay.
Vosh is a bit of an idiot. There we go.
Mr. M, I have chatted before. It's just been a while. Well, thank you, Mr. M. You didn't have to do that, but hey, thanks for reminding me. There's so many people. I don't remember them all in chat, but I think I would have remembered you.
I felt a little bad when...
What's that?
Oh, I was going to say, I felt a little bad because I remember a while ago someone super chatted saying, hey, Shiny, I remember we talked a while back on Discord. It's like, I was, I don't remember that. And I felt really bad.
I know. It's
because I didn't know who this guy was.
Discord is kind of hard to follow, but there's a record of everything. So if you guys ever want to get in touch with me, Discord's great. Even with these guys, they communicate through Discord as well. So it's a great way to keep up to date, and I'll never miss anything, and I get notifications like crazy, so it's always good. And that's how we vote. And you guys voted on this one, and we all hate you because this is horrible.
Democracy doesn't work, and if you want more evidence that democracy doesn't work, the fact that people voted for this video is evidence enough.
I know.
Don't blame me. I didn't vote.
Well, you're a woman. You don't get a vote.
I didn't vote for him.
Aww.
Did I vote for this? I can't remember.
You didn't vote for Kings?
God, that's such a great movie.
Farcical aquatic ceremony?
White Europeans invading, conquering, dominating, and subjugating people who did not look like them, and establishing Europe.
To say nothing of
going in that dominating everyone.
Totally because they didn't look like
African tribes that spent years and years murdering and slaughtering each other around the great continent. That never.
White Europeans are the only ones. White Europeans are the only ones in history to conquer people. That's it. definitely wasn't a universal thing of humanity.
The Caliphate never was a thing, by the way. I just want to point that out, guys. It was a peaceful organization. They handed out pamphlets. They handed out nice unleavened bread.
What race was Genghis Khan?
Well, don't you know he was a Southerner? He was from the great state of Texas. We claim him.
Yeah, Genghis Khan was a Texan. Before Texas was even a thing.
Genghis Khan was European.
I thought he was British.
All the people are British in films. Does that ever bother you, Shiny? Out of curiosity, that in a lot of the like older animation adaptations, if you want to make someone evil, give them a British accent.
I don't care.
I'm just kind of curious about that. I noticed that's always the number one grumble.
No, not really. I don't know many people who in Britain are like, "Oh, I'm so upset that in every American film it's the British guy who's the evil." It's like, no, I don't think I've heard anyone complain. It's like, oh yeah, I like the film, I guess.
Usually, it's used to depict a sophisticated villain. You know, the guy who steals all the women and the nice cars and the toys and everything.
Yeah.
It's the posh British accent at that.
Well, then they're Southerners, you know.
Oh yeah, Southerners are already villains, so they've already got that working for them.
No, we're not talking about this again. That's enough.
We can get back.
Stand to ensure their continued superiority. So in America, the closer to European you are, which largely includes how you look, the closer you are to white. In a way, you can define
that
white
is extremely arbitrary, and just assuming that every race that originated in Europe is white.
Also, hey, weird factoid. The Hopi of the southwestern United States, mostly northeastern Arizona, it's very, very common for them to have melanin deficits, so they appear very, very white. So, you know, apparently it's just the evil white Europeans, though, right?
I do like how this all comes down to the amount of melanin in your blood.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said Genghis Khan was better at conquering than any European. Excuse me, the British Empire was much bigger than his, and this is obviously a contest of measuring dicks.
Yeah, you conquered the most. Is that what you're getting at, Shani?
Look at the Spanish Empire. Look at all of the Latinos around. Come on.
Oh, those fucking Latinos that they just conquered and just took so much.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they so racist?
Yeah.
Why are they going to be so white?
Well,
Bring up the Pacific Japanese Empire expansion and how violent and horrible.
No, the Japanese didn't have an empire.
They had
no, but
no, they didn't because that would mean they were white.
Exactly.
So they can't have an empire.
So what I'm hearing is the Latinos are the most white people. And so this discussion he's having with this woman is completely moot.
Yes. I don't know anymore. I've lost track of his argument a long time ago. I thought he was going to make a point, and then he just went on another tangent.
I mean, I stopped caring a long time ago, and I've just been taking the piss.
I guess I'm a little bit more invested in this because I want to know, are Latinos white?
I'm invested. I want him to make a point about damn movies.
Oh.
He
lost the movies a long time ago.
I think we changed topics.
I wanted to talk about entertainment and writing, and I got this.
You can write about black people, or you can't write about black people, or you can do both. Oh, I don't know. It's one of those whatever.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
America as one who does not experience systemic racism, and everyone else could be considered a person of color. And this would include Latin Americans, which brings this ethnicity term into the race conversation. And as I'm saying this all out loud, I understand that it makes zero sense. Also,
Wait.
Make you understand.
You spent.
He kept it in the video.
2 minutes.
He acknowledges that he's making no sense, and he didn't re-record it.
Devil, do you believe? you believe in editing, right?
Oh yeah,
I believe in going through and
Should we just stop? That was a waste of time.
We know he edited it because he even had a zoom in on his face when he said, "And I realize I'm making no sense."
How did he? So he filmed that, edited it, recorded it, and he looked at it.
Stopped the music for a moment as he had that realization.
Oh wait!
Did he just get to that point? And he's just like, fuck it, it's already too late.
I'm full of shit. I'll just keep going.
Oh, someone says we should clip when he says that, and I realize I'm making no sense.
I'm saving that one for the collection.
That has to go on the selection for morning nonsense stream clips.
Yeah,
no, sounds good to me.
Someone, I'm too lazy to do it right now. Someone else clip this.
I think we should stop now. I think that was a
I'm a woman. I don't know how to.
Pile of silly.
Okay, I'm going to put the link to the video in chat. Someone do it for me, and I will take all the credit.
Oh, you mean the
You're a true middle manager.
doesn't, or StreamYard doesn't do it for you? Doesn't clip the video? You have to do it manually?
Oh, Morning Nonsense is LiteratureDevil's stream.
Oh, okay. I thought I was subscribed to all this stuff on your channel there, Devil. Sorry.
Message coming in.
I feel
It happens really early in the morning.
Yeah.
That's why it's called morning nonsense.
And then gets removed after.
Thinking about the morning, we should probably
To
get
not
to
fuck
bed
up
soon
the
because it's
channel.
getting kind of late. Oh boy, what a crazy video! Why did we cover this? Because you voted, that I know, but just
So that's the thing. I'm looking at the voting. Wasn't it for a Renegade Cut video? Or am I looking at it? Is that for the next one?
Yeah, no, I go by the most popular one out of all the 4 Discord channels. So I just say whatever the most voted, then I clear them out so that anyone can vote on the other ones again. So with Renegade Cut,
I get it.
with Renegade Cut, there's just one big bucket. So we'll just pick one from arguing over what. So it's probably easier that way because Renegade Cuts, it's all the same. Like it doesn't really matter what topic he covers. It's all going to be bitching about.
Is he another TLJ apologist, I assume?
I don't remember.
Okay, so the standard for a Renegade Cut video is you take something which isn't political. Let's say, for example, he has used Home Alone. He has used Home Alone to say it is a political message for the right wing of America to say it's somehow, the right to defend your house and what's the laws to say you can defend your house?
Stand your ground laws.
That's it. He tried to say
castle laws.
Castle
laws. Yeah, it's.
He's tried to say that it's all about standing your protecting your home laws. And he is batshit insane. He's tried to say Freddy Krueger or something is what was it? Homophobic because he's a gay villain.
What?
I can actually understand what he means by that. It's stupid, but his argument is we're depicting a gay person as a villain, ergo you're being homophobic. It's the dumbest argument ever. And I hate it. But
I'm not even sure Freddy Krueger's gay, but hey.
Who cares? Wow, I'm sorry, I'm looking through the voting channel right now. How Avatar: The Last Airbender saved Star Wars and more. What? My brain just misfired there.
Well, obviously it didn't do a very good job at it.
All right. Let me read one more super chat. We can call it a night, gentlemen. Mr. M, the Mongol.
Oh, we've got to finish the last 6 minutes.
No, we're not. This is stupid. The guy is clearly speaking nonsense, and he admits to it. Once you have done that, Shiny, if you do that to me any day, like we're talking for 20 minutes, all of a sudden, wait a second, forget everything I said. We're done the conversation.
Everything I just told you doesn't make any sense. Even I know that. Like, okay, we're done, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, why would you continue?
So what was his point in the first place?
One knows.
Oh, another thing. Was it the wet bandits in Home Alone? They're devil. What was it exactly?
What was it?
The proletariat or something?
They're fighting the bourgeois.
They're like the common man working heroes because they're thieves. or something. It was some really insane thing.
He
really
somehow
insane
managed
take.
to pull out of his ass that they were stealing because they were stealing from the rich.
Therefore, it was okay.
They were stealing from the rich houses, so therefore they're proletariat. And that is a
Alrighty
Renegade
then.
Cup video.
All right, this was from Mr. M. The Mongol Empire was the largest on record. I'm not a history buff. I have no idea, but that's cool to know. Here I thought it was the Alexander the Great, but, you know, what do I know?
The Galactic Empire was obviously the biggest. Beat that.
Galactic Empire, that's great.
Spanish Empire.
All right.
Just
The Spanish Empire was pretty gay.
It took them hundreds of years to have the best Portuguese egg tart, so yeah. It was worth it, I'm just telling you. I don't care how many people they butchered to get that recipe. They figured it out.
must have been that delicious.
It is quite amazing. The thing is, it's too sweet sometimes, depending on who makes it. So you got to be careful where you buy your egg tarts. Yeah, it's been a while since I've gone out to eat, so it just drives me nuts. I can't get baked goods and quesadillas properly because they're not open. And you're like, oh, chicken and egg tarts.
Oh, look! Oh, you look up Wikipedia, and obviously the best source of information. So the largest empire in recorded history was the British Empire, which was 13 million square miles, nearing on 14, and the Mongol Empire was about 9.27 million square miles. So,
Oh, no. You listen here. That is white supremacist information clearly written by British people in order to manipulate the data in their favor.
The British are pretty proud of the fact that they had a nice spanning empire, aren't they?
yes. It's all about measuring dicks.
Exactly, and my dick is the biggest here.
Oh, fuck.
Yes,
well
please.
said. Was that the last super chat, Spud?
That was the last super chat. I was watching all the videos where Vosh, not watching, but seeing the preview of Vosh banning all his chat because he got pissed off. There's so many. He gets angry at his own chat. It's hilarious. Oh my. What an existence that must be. I mean, I enjoy talking with you guys, but he just hates people in his own chat. Oh dear. Anyway. Well, that was a long stream. Thanks, guys, for joining me. You didn't really have to, but just Shiny, stop with the. What is this? Why are you doing this? Your
reasons.
Reasons of what? What is this? Oh, okay, fine. I know why you're doing it. Anyway, thanks, guys, for the recommendation. Don't think it was a very spirited or useful or detailed or informed video.
It sure was fun.
It was something. I'm glad that we had lots of good guests on, and you guys made it fun. I appreciate that. But wow, let's try not to do this guy ever again. I don't think he's very worthwhile.
It feels like a bunch of clickbait videos, honestly. The title's
so vapid. It's just like I think
very
this.
Lukewarm.
Like that's yeah. If he was more passionate. If he had more information or referenced something, I'd be like, okay, that's where you're coming from. He's just like, well, I think this or that and this or maybe not. And you're like, no, that's not an answer, guy. You want to give me a professional response to a question. You don't just sit there and go yes and yes and yes and yes.
One example would have probably strengthened his case a lot more. Something to sort of chew on.
Yeah,
like something concrete.
If yes, this is how you should do it. Look at this movie. If no, look at this movie. Like that would have been fine, but he didn't care. So anyway, hopefully Morning Nonsense tomorrow will be a lot more exciting. I don't know what's up aside from the Cyberpunk reviews and all the wonderful glitches that'll pop up. I'm sure someone's already made a few glitch videos. That'll be cool.
Well, the game's going to be so huge; it's going to have a lot of bugs.
But
you think they would rigorously test it before?
Well, no, the same.
I mean, I'm fine with the launch title having issues and everything like that because I understand it could get patched out and everything. As long as it's not massive detriment, I can't play the game until you fix it.
Well,
the glitcher. I mean,
you say that, and then there's Fallout 76.
No. We're talking about CD Projekt Red. When they came out with the Glitcher 3, that was one of the buggiest launches I've ever seen. They had a day one patch. Then they had a week patch. They keep announcing their patches as more problems came in, and there are plenty of videos of Roach, flying off into the sunset or teleporting onto a tree or a house. So, fun times.
I mean, it can't
Just
be.
Get some playtesters. Just fix these. If you can do it in a day one patch, do it before the day one patch. Get playtesters. Surely.
The problem is they probably didn't do the right sequence to trigger the bug. There was a remaster edition of the Tomb Raider series I was playing, and this is a game that's been out for years and years at this point, had plenty of time to be patched, and I got T-posed by several of the mobs. They just kind of came straight at Laura. It was the funniest thing ever. But I
think one of the problems is that it's becoming too normal to have a very glitchy, buggy game, and then it's kind of setting the standard for a lot of game studios that just leave their games buggy and unplayable. Looks over at Bethesda as for years they still have not fixed 90% of their bugs in Fallout 4. My character will still randomly get blackface for no reason when they're supposed to be white. There's also the weird glitch where when you go into power armor, your body stretches, contorts, and turns into a really weird Slenderman. And our power armor also disappears, so that's always fun. So there are so many bugs which have existed forever in Fallout 4. They're still around in Fallout 76 to this day. And those are my problems, is they don't just fix the bugs. This is a very horrible precedent to set, especially for AAA titles.
Well, I'm impressed it actually came out this year, so 2020. What are you gonna do? Here's the two Tim 505. Watch the Ultimate Super Smash Bros. Roster rant. Okay, never heard of that, but I'm sure there's lots of fans out there who are always whining and complaining about who and who is not in Smash Bros. Because there's always someone who wants this or that hero represented in Smash Bros., which is a different kind of representation, which is kind of funny. Because we talk about racial representation in this video, but we're talking about Smash Bros. Representation. What franchise should go into Nintendo's competitive? What do we call them? Smash Bros. Is that a fighting game? Arcade fighting? I don't know what they call it.
Yeah, I probably would say like
a normie fighting game.
Normie, yeah, not too serious, but pretty complicated.
Very normie.
Yeah. All right. Inquisitor.
Very casual,
really?
A little fashy.
Even though it's very casual, I can't play a fighting game to save my
high
life.
fashion.
Matthias, how you doing? The sun never sets on the British Empire. Yeah, that's an actual phrase. That's what it means.
We are now the Illuminati. The
Right.
British Illuminati is taking over.
Okay.
That was a very good American accent. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Was it? I was more taking the piss out of Alex Jones. But hey,
well,
I'll try to do an Alex Jones voice.
The globalists are taking over. The globalists are turning the frogs gay to take over America.
You just sound like a drunk Rick Alex Jones.
Yeah, that's what's it.
Oh, that reminds me. Our next
Morty. Look, Morty. The globalists, Morty. They're taking over America. Okay, Morty. We got to get in this spaceship right now before we get out of here. We got to get out of here, Morty. Come on, Morty.
Oh,
Let's get ready. Come on, Morty.
No.
Save America.
But you see, what's going to happen is that, like every good franchise, it's going to get a reboot. The British Empire, the British Empire 2, the search for more money. Now a galactic empire.
Well, just so you guys know, we are having a Smud Talk on Saturday, and it is about whiskey, I think. So I don't know how it's going to work out. I've been talking to some of the other guys on Smudcast about that, but that's around the day we're going to be talking about bourbon and rye and normal whiskey, Irish whiskey, Scotch, some Centauri whiskey, who knows? All kinds of wonderful conversations about very strong alcohol that is meant to be enjoyed later in life. So who knows? Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we won't. I don't know who's going to come for that. Maybe our lit dev will join us. I don't know if that's his thing. We'll find out. All on Saturday. So thanks guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. I'm going to call this a night. It's been a long stream of not much, and wow, I'm glad you guys came in to keep us entertained because some good questions, some good comments, and good super chats. So I'm gonna go clean up my Twitter because God knows it hasn't left me alone for the past few hours.
I'm just gonna keep replying to you. Just get you in as many pots as I possibly can.
Combine Matt Jarbo with Mahler. It's like, no, please leave me alone. So yeah.
I just want to have my stream in peace.
Yeah, I know.
Then just close Twitter.
Just turn off.
Better yet, delete your Twitter.
Yeah. Well, I'll get around to it. Anyway, good.